Checking mic. Roll my mic audio and let's get this started. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the next episode. I think this is episode 5. This is pretty good. We had a hiatus last week due to some stupid shit on my end. My crappy job made me go to work. It was poo-poo. Shouldn't be a problem anymore, however. That being said, we're going to pick up where we left off last week and reintroduce Brett back into the story this time as they went on their we just spawned out of our shit adventure, and it went pretty well. You guys did very good, all things considered. So I will give the recap this go around, and I'll start with Brett and Sleep. After Brett was the last man standing, Ondol swung his axes valiantly, but in the end his friends fell. All too common of a story in hell. Your allies die. That's the way it works. But you do know that you're reborn. You licked your wounds. Sleep eventually came to you and was like, well, if there's a place to start looking, it's this direction. We should probably go there. He's said it needed to be weary, though. That area was where the Gourmand was, a fine dining establishment in the city of Dis, which is probably one of the weirdest things anybody says. There's no restaurants, there's nothing like that. But some weird, twisted bastard decided that that's what his place was going to be, and he has an army of individuals who want to follow him and push the boundaries of culinary excellence. That's what Sleep at least tells you. You guys pick your way through blasted landscapes, escaping what looks to be turf wars. Sleep knows some patterns and some ways to walk and places to go. Kind of helps you out. Despite him being a massive dude, you guys skulk in the shadows and very quickly. It doesn't take you but a day and a half to get into the city area, and this place is just a ruined city. Like, it looks like out of like where most places are blocks of just, a house here or a structure here or half of a building here. This seems to be more almost along the lines of a few huge structures. One looks like just a massive structure to you. You might not understand it, but modern day terms looks like a hospital or an asylum or something along those lines, a morgue, something like that big. There's a massive hulk of this just flesh that hates that's grown onto the side where a watchtower would be, and it is ripe, very ripe with flesh sacks. You guys did make your way down towards a back sewer entrance, and that's where you met your friends. Jumping to their story, they woke up. They found the barbarian rogue orc named Slaw, and they went on a rampage through the bottom of this place, snuck their way in, robbed the shit out of this stuff, saved a small halfling, killed the chef, and made their way out the back. Didn't seem all too hard, but there was definitely some harrowing points in there, and they were very clever in how they made it through. But that's where we meet off. You guys are basically, imagine a covered parking lot in the bottom, just to ruins, lined with just malnourished, dying individuals. Most of which were ready to stand and fight, but have scurried away as Sleep and Ondol come around a corner. meet you guys. You all have the ogre's head on a like a string or rope or some bits of lashing, and you are kind of like parading it through, and they have let you have free passage, not willing to strike down those who killed their master supposedly. Well, at least that's what it looks like. But that's where we'll pick up. You guys are all right there. In that moment, you are, for all intents and purposes, sitting, watching you all meet up. And it's crazy. The lot of you and Slaw, you see the huge, like, 8-9 foot tall person hunched in robes, carrying what looks to be like 2 corpses over his shoulder and a bundle of weapons on the side, and he's followed by what looks to be another orc. Maybe there's something off about him though. He's too slender to be an orc. Maybe a female orc. You can't really tell. But very vicious looking, toned axes come around the corner as you guys meet up, and I'll leave that to you. What do? You can only hear the pittering, pattering, the sound of rain in the background, and the individuals scattering away. All you can hear right
now. As soon as I see the other orc, possibly lock eyes with them, I immediately just stop everything that I'm doing, walk straight up to that orc, and then I'll just begin to flex at them silently. Not so much an intimidation. In fact, I'm even willing to roll a performance if that would please the DM.
While he's going to do that, I'm going to be like calling out and like, Undal. See, you survived, as well as you were able to bring the followers as well.
I quizzically look at this orc flexing on me.
Like, bro.
I'm very happy to see you both. I feel I have failed you again. But I did know rebirth would happen. But I did not know where we would meet. I assume this is someone you've met along the way, another acolyte of ours.
I'm not sure if acolyte's the right word yet, but they've proven themselves useful in combat.
And
are you just going to keep flexing at him?
I'm remaining silent, just looking for a response from the other orc, and still flexing.
Give me a performance check, because I do want to see where this goes. Actually, I want to see what the numbers say.
If you crit succeed, Brett's horny, and that's
yeah.
Cool.
I'm trying to think of like a counter check that I can do.
Oh jeez. Oh my god. He rolls a nat 20 for 26 performance. I would like, what's your wisdom DC, like your save DC? What's your will saving throw plus 10? What was that? Is it more than 26? I don't know if you got a 16 saving throw. Probably not, right?
On my will save?
Yeah, will. Yeah.
I have a plus 8.
So it'd be an 18. Yeah. So almost critically succeeds. This orc, fine specimen of an orc. You look at him. This guy can fuck. He's definitely big. He's got some shit to him, right? His axes, or his what weapons do you use again?
I use 2 axes. Yeah.
Yeah. He a connoisseur of the axe world as yourself. Nice axes, good tusks, strong stock. Not quite sure the cultural significance, but you would assume it's one of those things where it's like he wants to make sure you know that he's there. And you get it. You get the picture loud and fucking clear. It's very apparent.
Okay. So I guess with that, I would it's just so quite confused. I assume you're partially a brother to me. I don't know if you've noticed. I am semi-unfamiliar with some orc cultures, and I look down at my skin and kind of show like that I'm half orc, half elf. So forgive me if I don't know the ritual, and I would flex back as hard as I could, thinking it's a sign of respect to flex back at this orc.
Slaw just looks at you and goes, "Oh, I see, a half breed." And then
Hmm.
Kind of a
uh,
rare thing from where you have come from.
uh, lowers his performance, and I understand. It's disappointing, but I understand. And I'll rejoin the others.
I must mention, I see you bear 2 axes. Is that your main choice of weapon?
Yes, but I'll improvise with whatever I need.
Ah. I have a feeling we can get along. Maybe there's something to be learned here.
Absolutely. Caring to the weak is something that I've grown accustomed to down here.
And confident. Hmm. I think this. I think you'll fit very well in our party. I feel like I've missed much, and I am glad. And I look at everybody that we are back together. I was fearing that I would have to travel alone, try to escape here in a more mischievous and stealthy manner, which hasn't been our first choice. Do
Well,
we know? Oh, good.
I was gonna say, while they're doing their flex off, I would have just been kind of into Horus, just been like, are we supposed to do something like that as well?
I can't tell if they're flirting.
I think they are. I've seen this orcish specimen once before. I believe this is how they mate.
Oh my god. Y'all are dumb.
Um, can I ask you all? Is there anything of significance I need to know from when you've come back from this rebirth? Was it the same as what we were used to the first time, or was there anything? Have you seen the maiden again, or anything like that?
Besides taking his head,
There is a ogre
Uh.
head in their group, and they look to have some bundles of things they didn't have before, obviously, and they're in different clothes. So,
oh, I look immaculate
yeah,
right now, by
yeah.
the way.
Please describe yourself for Brett.
Oh fuck!
After I forgot about
I forgot
that,
about
too.
it as well.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful damn thing.
I'm in just like a full maitre d' red suit, right? If I
Mhm.
remember right.
It is a
Just
red.
and it's gaudy as fuck, as well as I've got the fucking cloak of Respute too.
He looks like damn near a
Refute.
pimp at this point. He looks like a City of Dis hell pimp, and it's disgusting. I can't believe I said
Do
those words.
do I feel from their rebirth and knowing that the magical feeling I felt from Both and Horus, do I feel any difference in the magic, especially on the Voth side, since I seem to have had more of a connection and a warmth feeling to it?
Both's energy is very similar to what it was. Less full chaotic, like explosion, and more controlled. Not diminished, but smaller area, but more concentrated, if that makes sense. Instead of a raging wildfire of crazy magic, it's more of a well kempt, brazier that's still burning as bright and as hot, but a little bit more disciplined, focused.
And can I ask, do I feel any of that magical warmth from this orc?
From this orc?
Yes.
No. There's zero magic coming off this dude. 100%.
Typical orc.
Pretty much he's a fine specimen of orc stock. He's definitely he can get down here, but pretty much all you got going. Oh, you're
Now,
not getting that battery version off of Both.
just a quick question. Hearing them talk about their recent rebirths and mentioning a bird or a god or whatever that they had been talking about, does any of that ring any bells for me, or does that sound incredibly foreign with rebirths? Since I've been here a while.
It's weird. It's not normal.
Okay. Um, I would look at the lot of you and be like, your experience is very different than normal. I mean, it's not uncommon to die and be rebirthed, as you're calling it. Um, but the experiences that you're having in between doesn't make sense. Um, I can't help but wonder another weird thing. The chef, all the stories that I know about this guy, not one of them have ever mentioned that he's an orc or an ogre. Um,
You hear
I'm
Sleep, kind of the tall one behind you, goes, I have not heard that he was an ogre either.
I'm gonna look over at our halfling that we saved.
Mm-hmm.
What's she doing?
She sits with her hands tented like this, observing and watching.
Well, I think he just was utilizing her as I point at the halfling.
Yeah, she nods. Doesn't say words, just, yeah. Just a kind of a
So
noise, like, yeah.
I apologize. I've overstuffed myself. Your name? And I look at the orc.
Slaw. People know me as Slaw down here.
Slaw. And from down here. So you live down here. You're from here?
Well, we're all from here.
Hmm. Maybe I can be more direct with my words. Have you had a life outside of this hellish place?
So, if you're referring to a living life before arriving here, I know that I've had one. I do not know or remember what it was.
Hmm. As I feared, we're in the same boat.
But that's common. Anyone that you meet down here that's not a devil or even a few demons that crawl their way through, other than those natural state beings, everyone is a previous life.
Can I ask how many times you've experienced death in this place?
To be honest, I've lost count.
Oh,
I've been here a while. I couldn't tell you how long. It all just kind of rolls together after a while.
hmm. Well, that sounds unsettling.
Death, though, is still uncomfortable, not suggested.
Hmm. Nor would I push towards that goal either. But I suppose my final question would be, have you never tried to escape, tried to end the cycle?
There, this is what it is. If you're living life, you were a commoner, and all you would ever be is a commoner. How do you change or break that cycle? This is the way that life, unlife, whatever you call this existence is now.
I would look over at Horace and Voth and say, have we told him about the maiden and a way that we know to escape?
No, we didn't really have time for that conversation.
Mm.
Yes, there's much sneaking and killing to be done here. I haven't really had time to talk.
We should probably get out of the vicinity
I was about
and
to mention the same.
go take shelter somewhere.
Understandable.
At that,
I agree.
you hear the halfling speak up. I don't think he'll let you out of the dinner. You're not that far into it.
What do you mean? He's dead. Well, he's not here anymore, at least.
Oh. And you start to hear shuffling in the distance. Sounds of footsteps. Things like that.
I don't like how she said that. Well, different question. How do we get through this dinner and out then?
Well, it's usually enjoy the meals, and on your way out, you'll given your final tastings and then on your way. Most don't survive or don't appreciate it. But you guys are different. Very few peoples have made it through the first part of the menu. Hero's Feast. You did well. I mean, I could smell the hero coming off of you. It's wonderful. Not a lot of people get to experience that.
This sounds like we're being seasoned. I don't like it.
I mean, if you make it to the cheese course, we'll see. She says, you had the hors d'oeuvres, the amuse-bouche, soup, salad. Yogurt was the salad. I mean, he was there to shred you up into small little bits, but you guys seem to do the shreddings. And you saved me. That was wonderful. She says, I mean, after that, I mean, you have your fish course and then main course. And she starts to hear the shuffling. She's like, I think that's them now.
Does she look excited as
No,
she's
she
explaining
looks
this?
she looks pretty
Okay.
much like she's, to put it into to perspective, she's saying this as a matter of fact. Like, she's lived through this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably part of the crew or something like that. Not anything, but she has a cheery demeanor, but you're not thinking it's because of that. You think it's just that's the person, which is weird down here. Very odd to see something along those lines. But she does look up at the lot of you guys, and after hearing, because she was kind of just like watching you, being very oblivious to the world, and then as she starts to hear, she looks around and she looks, and her eyes kind of latch on to sleep, and there's a smile that goes across her face. Quickly vanishes, but it's noticeable. She's like, back to just explaining things.
I'll ask her
What
what
direction
was
is
that
the tower?
reaction.
The tower, where you
Yeah.
came from.
Not that tower. The tower we're heading towards.
Oh, the big iron tower in the center
Yeah.
of the thing. From where you're at, it'd probably be like in a northerly direction, which means you'd have to get out from under this covered parking structure kind of area and figure out an exfil route without just climbing or doing something crazy. Right? You do see there's a direction out of the parking lot and then where you came back from, like back into the restaurant area, or you can go out, which would make total sense. You have not seen that. You don't know where it would go, but you can generally get the glow of shit in the background because the tower is constantly glowing. You get a little bit of that, so you kind of know it's north, or where you kind of stuff.
What direction is the shuffling coming from?
Just further down the exfil route. So think people are coming towards you, or something shuffling towards you rather.
So not from the
Not-
from the building,
not behind you.
coming, from
Yeah.
the
Not from the restaurant,
outside.
but in front
Okay.
of us, coming towards
Yep.
us.
Mm-hmm.
We need to. I'll just look at all of you and be like, I don't mind conversation, but I'm pretty sure we need to leave this area.
I would agree. The information I thought I had apparently was only the tip of the iceberg about this place.
I'll kind of look down at the halfling that's been speaking and be like, that chef, was he the strongest of these courses, or whatever is coming? Would they be of a similar strength?
She's like, oh, you mean the Sioux? Yeah, he's pretty strong, but I mean, he had poor culinary knowledge and no harvest knowledge. He was very bad at keeping ingredients fresh. I don't know why he was kept on. I think it was a pet project.
Why would the Sioux have access to the chef's office when he had his own?
The chef's very trusting.
Shit.
Out of character. There's a reason this is called part 2 of the poison apple.
Yeah.
It was all too easy, gentlemen. But
I'm
hey,
sorry.
you did real good. I had a lot of other shit planned. You just fucked off on the last episodes. It was great.
Man, you can. It's not hard to see. You can just see the veins in my neck and on the sides of my head just just pumping, and I'm just trying to calmly breathe. So
You did say all you got to do is get through the dinner. What is that? Who knows what that entails?
I say if we need to get through all of this, instead of trying to run from what's ahead of us, we either try to, talk it down or slaughter our way through it like we have everything else. It's just as likely to be enemies at our back as there is forward. At least we know the ones are forward right now.
Well, I'm no fan of rebirth, and I sure have no appetite. But we've done it before. What's your take, Horse?
I'm gonna kind of take a moment and kind of kneel down to Abaddon and kind of like pet his head, and I guess you'd see my eyes kind of flash for a moment, and then I'll look back at you guys and be like, "Well, I'm not out of this fight, that's for sure." But I recommend we do this in a good position, advantageous to us if we do decide to fight this.
does anyone have is anyone medically trained or anything like that? I'm okay, but if we fight anything like the Sioux or stronger again, I don't know how okay I'll be.
I believe one of our companions was able to use bandages, correct?
And it
Yep.
will take me a moment, though.
Yeah, there's also you had your 3 little acolytes that was following you in sleep too.
Mm,
They also
Oh.
one of them did know a few things about butchering, and one of them was good with some stuff. So you do have someone who's first aid trained, as well as
Yeah.
Sleep was able to patch you up too. So, Sleep also, as he's talking, he lays your corpses in front of you, which is a very weird thing to see, and puts the gear bundles of what you had before there, so you can take from those if you wish. All the other gear that you had.
I I don't know who he is, but you guys are lucky that he brought that shit back because usually this is something that's very rare. I've had to manufacture and find new weapons after each resurrection, and the only thing that I have from my first time of dying and being here, and I'll just show the little doll that I had described in the last episode that I keep on my belt. I don't know why it's important to me. I just know that it is, and I have gone back to things that have killed me and bartered or butchered till I got it back.
Your token, says Sleep. The thing that gives you enough hope to keep going, so ground down bits and pieces, only the choice bit taken. You were all dejected, you just keep killing yourself as you came out of the pods. There's something to go back to, small glimmer of hope.
Horace, hate to be a bother again, but can you get my blood off my old stuff so I can not get it all over my nice new suit?
I'll look over at you and be like, "I suppose so," and then I'll prestidigitate all the blood off your shit.
The
'Cause
magic just drops all the blood. It's just like
Yeah.
just this gross
Yeah.
slick down noise. Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's weird feeling watching my own blood get cleaned off my shit.
I grab my piece of sleep
Mm-hmm.
and I put it around my neck again as I tuck it back into my armor and I put my better shit on.
He nods. He looks at you, and then he looks at Slaw, and he's like, "Token should help." Um, at that moment, all of the people behind you stand up, and they clap in unison. Wham! And it sends a huge noise that echoes throughout this thing. Just where you saw masses of emaciated people, they all book up with strength and fervor as they're like, and they move quickly. They start moving behind them where there was piles of things. They pull out tables, chairs, tablecloths, settings, things along those lines. As they move and set up the next course of the meal. Um, Around the corner, at this time, the shuffling has gotten loud enough. You see 4 creatures walk in front of you. Not anything too wild, humanoid, but whereas you've seen some odd races here and there. You've seen the knoll folks, which are like hyena folk. You haven't seen any bird people, but you've seen other things like maybe like a cat person or something like this. These seem to be frogs. They seem to be like a aquatic species, very dried out. There is just they're all on chains and they're being brought into this or not chains, ropes, excuse me. Being brought into this place. You can see 3 or 4 of the chefs in nicer attire, or the attendants in nicer attire, walking them over. As you can see, there's another individual looks dressed in the same kind of garb as the ogre was, obviously on a smaller scale, with what looks to be like a really nice sharp bone knife and a little piece of like it's like a sharpening steel, but made out of bone and stone. Looks like and they're just kind of making sure their knife is nice and sharp. As they're they don't pay attention to you as you guys are amidst this whole thing. They're setting up a table in front of you guys, and you can hear one call back, 1 additional plate setting, and then that's echoed throughout the entirety of the thing. It's like 1 plate setting plus one, and they bring out a place for sleep. Sit at the table with you guys as well. And they have in front of you a wonderful table with the nicest plates you've ever seen. The only plates you've ever seen in here, except for when you first got here. That one house had some plates in it. Silverware carved from what looks like ivory, but you're pretty sure it's just very well polished bone. Nice cloths, best you could see made. This is expensive. Having this much cloth is out of control, and it's all played out in the thing for you. There's one of these little withered attendants. They pull their chairs and beckon you to sit if you wish. You don't have to, but they're asking.
I sit. They're being polite to such a. They know their betters when they see it, so I'll sit.
This fucking line, I love that shit so bad. Okay.
I'll sit and be served like I should.
Mm-hmm.
Now my Halo's on full display. Is anybody reacting to
Oh,
it?
they are. So, okay, you can tell these people are so rigidly trained that they're forcing themselves not to react to it, right? They're like, I'm doing this thing. But you can see there's eyes, they dart quickly back. You know, they're like, oh, what the fuck? And then they come back to it. It's definitely an anomaly. They dart to you, they dart to Sleep, they dart to Voth, they dart to Ondol, and fucking to Slaw. They're just like, you guys are, well, to put it succinctly, coming around the corner at this point is who can only be described as the chef. Fresh pressed, white, slightly stained, but only slightly. You can tell, painstakingly cleaned as best as they could be. Chef whites. A small sash, a small little set of knives on his side. His hands are just, he has, a very, very, like, reserved statue, like, kind of statuesque feature coming out, or, moniker as he's walking out here. They're setting up, and he addresses you all as you sit at the table. Is anybody not sitting?
I'm currently not sitting, but that's out of apprehension and stress, not out of defiance.
Okay.
I sit down.
Okay.
Depending on how much time we had, because of Sloth kind of saying that he wasn't feeling that great from the last fight.
Mhm.
I'm trying to.
You would have
No.
had time. You would have had time to bandage him before that went down.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or whatever you were gonna do.
A 10 still might succeed. I'm not
Mhm.
sure, but
That's what I'm checking.
as the chef's kind of approaching, I just kind of give like the chef, how polite, he's coming and greeting us before the meal. You don't see that often. The service here is astounding.
um, Go
You are
ahead.
far too comfortable with what may be about to happen.
I'll look at you and be like, "Why is a chef talking to us? This is very. Why is he wearing white?"
You clearly have never spent time with dignified company, as I just kind of tug on my suit.
My lifestyle was more about surviving and ordering men to their death versus that.
I can tell. Well, luckily I'm familiar with these pleasantries. I will try to take the lead. Just feel free if you need to speak up. Feel free, but I will try to convey our respects appropriately for the group.
As you guys are discussing, he walks close and he goes, "Thank you for attending my tasting. This menu is specifically put together for all of you. You have survived the first part of the feast, a combination of the hors d'oeuvres, the patrol that passed up and didn't kill. Most people are hungry enough they devour them. They come across fresh meat that's unsuspecting when they're given an ambush position." He says, "The amuse-bouche, the traps, just the taste of the danger that lies in this place. Every corner, every place, every person, something that is not. All to tantalize and take you away from the horrors of this and bring you to a place where new horrors and new exquisite pains and flavors can be tasted and felt." He looks at you and he's like, "I see the appetizers and soup suited you well. You took quite, well, all of it. Very good, hearty appetite." He says, "And the salad dish, well, although you were meant to be the salad in the hero's feast, seems I can do my real tasting, my real desire, as the heroes survive the hero's feast. I bring the fish to you, and we'll prepare it live here, as there are four. Anybody who has Arcana or any sort of thing wants to know what kind of creatures those are, you could roll it. It'll be like a 10 or 12, depending on the roll, to understand what they are. Other than that, yep, those are boggarts. Those are frog folk. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You guys know. You've seen them before. They're troublesome in some spots, odd creatures in others, things like that. Um, Perfect. Oh, thank you. Um, and they are like looking at that stuff, and they're like, "Oh, wait, what? We're the food? What the shit?" They are not ready for that, and they said, he's like, um, "As heroes, you're entitled to give your votes for promotion amongst my would-be acolytes." He's like, um, "Come now, entertain our guests. Please enjoy the show as we tenderize the meat." And they descend on the fucking boggarts and just come at them. Hands, fists, rocks, whatever they could get. The boggarts are there fighting for their lives. Absolutely going crazy. As this is going on, the chef, no notice behind you. There is a bloody massacre. Those people are getting ripped apart because these boggarts are way stronger and armed. But they are also, there's just so many of them, and it's wet cracking noises and disgusting blood slick floor slowly spreading from behind you. And the chef just continues to address. He's like, "Are any of you allergic to this boggart meat? I have alternates prepared if necessary."
How long has that been aged?
He's like, "I believe 3 to 4 weeks since their birthing cycle. Fresh enough to be tender, yet aged enough to have a flavor. I believe you'll find it quite exquisite."
I thought they peaked about the 6-week mark,
Get
did
the
they not?
fuck out of here! Give me a deception check, you motherfucker! You ain't never had boggart! You ain't never eat that shit! Fucking weirdo! 25. He looks at you and goes, "Perhaps a species where you are from."
Ah, that might be it.
Tries to save face as hard as he can, but you can definitely tell there might have been a slight hesitation. And he says, as they're preparing, I'd like to tell you a bit about the remainder of the meal. The first part was more a story, more an experience, right? It's quite often that people come wandering into my place unaware of dangers, lethality of it. And knowing what I know about the denizens here and those who come and frequent my restaurant, pay greatly for my meals, give me wealth and power, and continue to do so. It's somewhat of a fool's errand for people to come here. They think, oh, I can rob a restaurant of its riches, of baubles. When if you just ask for a table, I give them away freely. As he holds his hand out and he's like, please enjoy them all. They're yours.
When he mentions that, I just want to slyly put my lockpick set behind my back.
You're like, yeah, shit. You're like, I don't know what you meant. He actually looks at you and he's like, defecating on the table. Great touch. Adds a personal bit of rage that can only be experienced by someone who really felt it. Thank you for that. He
How
actually
far away is he from us?
probably like 25, 30 feet.
Okay.
Not even, no, he's closer than that. He's like 10, 15 feet away from you. He's addressing you. He's walked up to the table and you guys are just at the table.
I was gonna pulse detect magic to see if he has any lingering magic on him.
He does. Yeah.
Anything specific, like his weapons?
What does it do? It just tells you what is magic, correct?
Yeah, it just shows what is, but not what kind of magic.
The whites, his knives. He has a ring on his finger, and there seems to be around his belt. He has a cloth, like a tablecloth, or like just a hand wiping thing. That seems to be magic too. And those are what you get off the pulse. If I'm assuming it's kind of like if it gets something, it'll detect, but it won't keep going. Like, does it detect things stacked up? Like,
yeah, it's up to 30 feet radius.
he might. There's an amulet in there too, but it's under his stuff. It's not visible. An amulet, a ring, the robes, his cloth, his knives. 5 items.
And what race or species does he visibly seem
He's a
to
human.
be?
He's a very well-kempt human. He has, finely, penciled mustache, penciled goatee, comes down almost more like a Van Dyke, but like very thin, very manicured. Hair slicked back, sides a little bit shaved shorter, and he just bears the look of like maybe a smidge of shadowing under there, like he's been working starting to get that 5 o'clock shadow, but it's like you can tell he still looks very presentable.
And
yeah,
does he look more alive than dead? Not to say that he's alive, but he's not suffering from the wallow of this place because he's
no,
powerful or whatever.
As the normal denizens of Dis have come to show, a lot of them are malnutrition, or excuse me, malnourished, or they've been through a lot. They're in a constant state of healing, trying to do stuff, whatever it is, disease, things like that. He looks like none of it. He looks a little gaunt, like he doesn't eat a lot, but he looks clean, first of all. Second of all, his shit looks clean. Third of all, he doesn't have like dirt under his fingers. He doesn't have a speck of filth on him.
Okay, so it's safe to feel an Admiral Thrawn vibe.
Very much, yeah.
Okay.
You said you served a lot of patrons at your restaurant.
Indeed.
Have you ever served the jailer?
Opportunities for him to come down have been plenty, yet he is my most elusive customer.
I'll say under my breath, maybe you should cook something that's worth eating.
Not going to acknowledge that one. I'll just kind of look at him and be like, man such as yourself, though, that practices an art such as this, you must have many a friend down here. Do you have anybody that could, be your curry between, and them and the jailer?
I have runners, yes, that I trust. If we were able to get a message to him, he would see it. We've put on great displays for him to see he was interested. No such. He has not come yet.
Does the jailer mean anything to me, or is that just a foreign name?
It's just a term. You
Okay.
can make assumptions as to who, but
Okay.
everybody down here probably calls it someone else. The master, the jailer, the overlord, the fucking whatever. They're referring to whoever's in that tower that watches over.
Were you actually able to send one of your couriers inside the tower, or was it just
No,
simply a grand
no one
display
ever
you
goes
sent
in.
them?
There's no doors. We've tried scaling it. I've made mountains of corpses to climb to the top, and we've yet to crack that nut, but we will.
Really? And you've never heard of a rumor of anybody getting past?
No. I hear all the best rumors.
I imagine, especially in your line of work.
I will cautiously finally take my seat
Mhm.
and just utter out, well, if we're here to eat, then let's eat.
Perfect. He claps his hands, and everybody scatters. There's corpses all over the ground where these boggarts fucked them up. There's one boggart standing. 3 of them are down and just beat to a pulp. He's like, ooh, we have one standing. He nods, and very quietly, the boggart who is fighting off everybody does not see the sous chef come up very quickly and just right to the throat. Just a real quick, sharp knife poke. Just, and he starts to bleed out right then and there. As you can see, that there is about 7 or 8 of these little acolytes that seem to be more prominent. They did more work, and they are actually brought out by the sous chef after she does this, and set in the line and says, "These ones, chef." And she looks at the others. He's like, prepare the meal." And they go and they drag the fucking boggarts away, uh, and take them up onto a table, and you can see them start to cut gently and like wash and remove all their stuff, and they start to dissect that stuff. And he
I
says,
prefer mine a bit spicy.
the chef nods, and one of them goes, "Yes, chef." And you can see he runs back to where you guys came from. Seems to go get some spices, I guess. I don't know.
Where's the halfling?
Sitting with you guys.
I was literally about to ask,
Yep.
was she set a spot at the
Yep,
table and
she
everything?
was set a spot
and
at the table.
Is she... So obviously, he said this is the first time we've had the Heroes Feast. How is, she sitting giddy with excitement? Is she sitting just like, oh, it's another day in the neighborhood?
Smile on her face,
Goodbye.
but just very still, very calm. She seems, to put it, she seems shell-shocked. She seems to be almost like going through motions, but not. The only thing of like, ooh, wow, that was like interesting from her was seeing sleep, and then kind of looking at you guys. Like,
And then the only other thing I've got is, so like all of the, people serving the tables and kind of doing all that kind of stuff. You said they're robotic, but not robotic. Like they're still, they're performing their role,
they
but they're
are very intense
still
little cooks, yeah.
Does she feel like she is still just playing her part, or does it feel like she's joined us like we're here, like as a guest or whatever?
How would you go about figuring that out?
so she's kind of, she's got the smile on the face, all that kind of stuff. Does it seem like she's doing that as playing the part, or as a genuine interest, genuine excitement? You know what I mean?
I
I
think
guess deception's the check I would, or because it would be an insight.
sure.
So
Yeah, let's
deception
roll a
is what that is,
deception. I'm gonna say DC is 18.
Okay. Damn. Quite there.
You get the feeling that there's probably more to her, but what you're seeing is maybe some sort of trauma response or something. It's a response to what's happening. It's definitely not what's under the surface. But you can't really tell if it's, if she's playing her part or if she's genuinely interested. But you can tell there's a little something extra.
Okay. But that's all I'll kind of do.
They bring plates with basically what looks like sashimi. Little cuts of this boggart meat. And they lay it out, and you can see the Sue comes over. She has like a little gravy tray, and she's over here like, drizzling like in little patterns. And right behind her are those 7, and they all have like little tweezers, and they're putting little things from plates on there to make it, and they make this assembly line of this what basically looks like this huge sushi boat. And he says, the fish, locally sourced boggart with a blood gravy pudding, bits and pieces of candied eye, and adrenal gland to give those heroes that pep. Joy. He steps back like he's gonna go somewhere else.
So
Any wasabi?
If you find some, I'll buy it for a hefty price off you.
so knowing and understanding what we are and where we are, Slaw doesn't hesitate, and
Oh fuck
he
yeah!
he doesn't seem bothered by what's going on at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that there is an actual meal that he hasn't had to scrounge or put together or kill someone for, he just goes to town and is gleefully consuming everything in front of him.
I pretty much do the same. That's very much the I don't know, as far as this goes, we eat fish in the future, so this would be a meal. Just, happen to be a humanoid this time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm from the future. I'm sure we had our genetically modified fish person that we might have eaten at some point.
The 7 who were chosen kind of make their way towards the back of the line again, and the sous chef kind of looks at them, nods, looks at their work, nods, and she just goes and sits on the side, and the 7 of them watch you guys eat.
I share half my food with Abaddon.
Oh, Abaddon's like, oh, fuck yeah, I've never had boggart before. This shit's delicious. This fucking shit's fire, bro. Let me get this. He's like, these little candied eyeballs is delicious. Nom, 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 nom. He's just getting after it. Like, it's disgusting to watch, honestly. Halfling doesn't touch her food. Sleep eats. The halfling eats one, like, smallest piece. Enough to satisfy, I tried it, but she doesn't eat much more.
Not hungry.
Doesn't take much to fill me up.
I'm shocked the chef doesn't see it as an insult.
Give me perception checks, everybody.
Hey, don't bump my dice, or if you do, at least bump it to a 20.
You're like, get that number. 14 or above is what I'm looking for. It looks like everybody got it. So 18, 22, 19, 22. Yeah, good, solid fucking rolls. You guys can see for the first time 2 things. One, she kind of goes, you say, I think it might be insulting the chef, and she looks directly at Horace and says, oh, he's already been insulted. She rolled a nat 20 on her fucking perception, bro. She heard you under her breath. she's like, but no bother. He's intrigued by you. Should be going. And you see Sleep turn to her and start to say words, and she turns to him, turns back to the doesn't say anything. You can see there's almost a look where her little like happy face goes like straight for a second, like just doesn't go fully down, but it's like just barely flickers, and he's like doesn't say fucking shit all, just lets the meal commence.
Did he actually say something, or
No,
did he almost say something?
he turned as if he was going to, like he was gonna come,
Okay.
because that's kind of what he does. He'll turn, look at you,
Yeah.
get real broody and low, and then address you in his tone voice and things. Yeah, he looked like he was gonna do that. Saw her and was like, "Back to the dinner, I guess." But yeah,
Now I had a question. So for the most part, are halflings magical beings? From what my character would remember.
Arcana check. Actually, how about this? Tell me a story about what you know about halflings, and what you say is what your character knows.
Okay.
And this can be from either soul. You can either tailor it to the one you know, or you can start writing the backstory for this new one.
I
Whatever
once
you're
heard of a
attached
story of 4 halflings traveling to return some piece of jewelry that they hated.
to. It's a classic. Wizard,
Come up with a story about halflings.
dwarves,
Yeah.
an elf, I believe.
Well, the Varaths were before most have known Kethras, so that would be a good one. I'm not sure. We never had halflings really in the world that I remember.
Nope. Yeah. Probably have no idea if halflings are magical or not. But what else about Avery Varath do you know? A learned individual. He went to colleges.
True. That's a good question. I'll have to think about this one.
Okay. So, I will say for now, you rack your brain and you can't really think about, like, you're thinking about it, but you can't really come up to a decision at the moment.
Right.
So, yeah. As you guys finish this dish, the Sioux stands up, looks over, claps her hands, and then from the shadow, there's a bunch of individuals that walk forward and take plates and start to clean the tables. And she says, these 7 were noted for their efficiency and tenderization of this dish. Did you all find it to your liking? And there is the 4 of you, Sleep, the halfling. There is 6 of you to answer. The 3 little acolytes are there eating too, but they don't seem to have boats. So I'll just put it out that way.
And just if we liked it or not?
Did
Is
you
what we're
find the
doing
tenderization adequate?
Oh. Yes.
The one in front of you takes a step back.
If anyone says anything to me, if there's still anything on the table, I'm consuming it, and that is my answer.
It is there's nothing left by the time they step to do this. So
Then I would just be yes, it was more than adequate. As much adrenal gland as I can possibly get.
noted. Adrenal glands. She's like, thank you. And that one steps back.
I would say yes. I find this adequate and to my liking.
Steps back, looks at Horace.
It was okay.
What? Throat gets cut. Dude just drops dead. They're like, if it didn't blow you away, we don't want it. Sleep says, I've never been a fan of Boggart, but this made me reconsider my choices. That one gets a nod and steps back. And the Sue looks at the halfling, and there's that, smile on her face for a moment. The B plus. Throat gets cut. So out of the 7, 5 move back into the thing, and you can see the rest of the wretched little masses come out and grab these 2 that are bleeding out and start pulling them apart. Some of them start taking chunks out of them. It's pretty disgusting. And they say, the Sioux says, right this way. If you are done, please join us out here on the veranda. We'll take in a bit of time just to enjoy the sights, let that settle, and then we'll move on to the main course.
Yeah, can
Okay.
I get a coffee and maybe a dessert biscuit with that on the veranda?
She smiles and says, the chef has curated this food to be delivered in a perfect fashion. The coffee will ruin your palate. You will not appreciate the painstaking process that took place to make the next dish.
Ah, he would know best. I see.
Yes, he does. And she turns and expects you all to follow. If you do, it's up to you.
Sure.
Just a little murder meal in the middle of a fucking abandoned place
like
down
it.
here. No big. That's what we're doing.
I
This
like
is
it.
welcome
Yeah.
to hell, bitches. That's how we do. That's what we're cooking.
Y'all never had hibachi before?
Straight
It's
hibachi, bro.
eclectic,
Yeah.
I mean, this is just a bigger squid. I mean, it's just, you know.
Freshest. Literally killed in front of your eyes. So, okay. The walk is fairly short. However, it's probably about a couple minutes. Is there anything you guys do or discuss during this walk? The Sioux is just walking ahead of you guys, not really paying attention, but staying within eye shot at the least, maybe not earshot. But given these people, you're probably certain earshot too.
Are we being led? Because it felt like we ate on the outside of the restaurant.
Yeah. They're
And now
walking
we're
you around
letting-
to another area outside the
Oh,
restaurant.
walking around.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, they're getting you out of the... You're not eating all in the same spot. It's an experience. They want you to see everything this place has to offer. So they're walking you to the next spot where you'll take the main course. The first main course.
And this is the only building in the area, or it's like industry and there's other shops or abandoned works or anything like that?
From what you see as you're walking, there's one massive structure. It's like an abandoned hospital or asylum or something. Some old, large place for housing a lot of people. And that's just for you as Griffin to understand, not your character. Your character would see just massive structure with a tower and red growing shit. But just keep it simple. Yes, it's basically an abandoned thing. There are ancillary buildings on the outside. There's a few little shop front looking things. They do their best to have that little walk that you're going on actually look like you're taking a stroll down the boulevard around this little place over here. And it's the cleanest, most desolate shit you've seen, but it's still just desolate shit with, like, you can hear the sounds of shit fucking off in the background. You know there was a fight, big groups of people skirmishing out that way. You can hear the clangs of swords ringing silently off in the distance. And you can even hear the bell as you guys are walking. Doom, doom. It's very loud out here because that's where the bell is.
We're in North Korea. I get it now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you're in the. Yeah, that's a woo. Yep. Yeah, you got it. Shit, I didn't think about that. This is North Korea apparently though.
Then I would just be scanning the entire time as we're taking this scenic route. for places to duck and hide in case it's an exit point.
Nice. Okay. In that case, you give me a survival or perception, whichever one you would rather do, or a stealth too. Stealth would be appropriate for that. Let's see if you can spot some good bits and bobs.
Okay.
While we're walking, I get super close to Ondal from behind, and I whisper in his ear, "I don't trust the halfling." And I try to say it where I actually like drag my feet to make more noise while I'm talking,
Okay.
to make it as stealthy as I possibly can to let him know.
Give me a stealth check, and you can add 5 to the roll.
Awesome. Stealth.
The scuffling of the feet's actually smart. I really like that.
So it's a 23.
Yeah, that you are fairly certain you say it as quiet as you can, and Ondol, you hear it clear as day right in your ear. That Horus does not trust the halfling.
You're muted, Greg.
As we're walking, I'd ask Sleep if he happens to know her, just because she keeps kind of looking at him a certain way.
Yes. She is like me.
One who's fallen?
He nods. Very careful not to make a lot of attention to that as he sees your ears kind of, oh.
Does she have a name?
If we make it out of here, I will tell you. If she does not say it first.
Do you believe we should just go along with the rest of this?
There's an old saying, the easiest way is through. I don't know what the rest of these courses or what vile machinations he has planned, but I don't think it's all just sit down meals.
And do you think, if he's got someone like her under his employ, do you think this person is someone we should be fearing?
She is broken. Should fear him anyway.
Understood.
And at that, you arrive at the veranda. It's a small little spot. It looks out over what would probably have been a nice fountain at one point, but it's a pool full of blood. Very clean, pristine looking, sparkling blood. And there are ornaments on the outsides and on the inside of it. Each consists of various states of living people in some sort of weird art formation of mutilation, and it's very disturbing to look at. They are quiet and make no noise, although you can tell all of them are writhing in pain. The discipline that the chef instills in his cooks is second to none. There is
Anything?
Oh, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, anything large or gaudy on display, like a large statue or ice sculpture for this event or anything like that?
Thank you. I was just about to bring that up. As you come around, there is another table set. This one is a different shape. It's round, with a hole in the center, kind of like a donut, right? In the center of that thing, there is actually, looks like 3 individuals. They are, for all intents and purposes, sewn together. Their backs all connect, and they are one. You ever see those little chimney outdoor heating spaces where it's like those little cutouts? Chimenea. That's exactly what it is. You understand what that is, what I'm saying? It looks like that with their exposed guts. Like their insides are out on display. Almost like a bowl. And they all just sit there holding their shit. But yeah, you see that. That is in the center of the table.
Are they wearing chef's clothes also, or no?
No, they have loincloths on and blindfolds. You don't seem to be
And
part
are
of
they
the crew.
lean or portly?
Very fat. Disgustingly fat, like bloated fat.
Like Jabba the Hutt.
Not that bad, like they're obese, but they're not like they can still walk around, but they're not.
Hmm.
They're not.
Peter Griffin.
They're not. Yeah, they're Peter Griffin.
But they're all sewn together, right?
Yeah.
So there's 4 people sewn together.
Three.
I think that's on display. 3 people.
Three.
Okay.
The blood pool, I guess, like, the blood is it? I don't know how to put this in a good way, but, like, would it look like blood you'd want to, like, go in, like, a swim for? What, like, you'd want to go in a swim in? Or is it, like,
What
you
is,
know,
what is
all...
wrong with you?
No, like... Is it clear? Is it like clear? Does it have like, you know, all, or is there like a layer of like scum on the top?
Oh no, it's
Like,
pristine.
you know,
It's well
it's
kept.
pristine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful blood.
This
Yeah.
is an outstanding blood pool. Like the fuck
You
is
said
it?
we're doing a hell campaign. I'm just immersing myself
Oh,
here.
right.
God.
Daniel Day Lewis over here, fucking method
Yeah.
acting. God damn. Buck wild.
I would casually ask, like, just openly ask the people that are the Chimney and be like, do you want us to put you out of your misery?
They shake their head. They don't say words. Just shake their head.
I wonder. I know some people are into pain. Do you believe these fellows are that type?
Now, I know I asked this before, and you mentioned that my character knows what dis is. Does he know what the other, like, properties of the levels of hell?
I think that's a great time for a wisdom saving throw or a
Okay.
will save.
We'll save. Oh, you bitch! God
Roll a
damn it.
D4.
I'm gonna use. Yeah,
Oh.
that's fine.
Go ahead.
1.
1 point of psychic damage
Okay.
or mental damage or whatever it is.
Yeah, mental.
You get a quick sharp thing as you see another spiritual view, like you looking over the shoulder of someone else, cloaked, robed individual, black and silver bastard sword on his back, standing in a city, pristine looking city, a bridge with angelic runes carved into it, and him sitting there talking to other people, and you hear him say, "This is just the first of 9 layers. Avernus to Nessus. We'll have to do all our work here. But fire will help. And I believe if we link the bonfires, we will be able to take this power wherever we go." And he starts naming off the layers. Like, from Avernus, Dis, Alvolge, Caniat, all the way to Nessus. He gives you the whole rundown. As you hear Ostian talking to probably Barrick about linking the Soulfire bonfires in unison to go down all the way to all the layers. And then you snap back too, and you're like, "Oh yeah, those are all the layers of hell." Ow, my head. But this was like spectral you looking at your negative version, who is Ostian, right? Talking to.
So I guess I'll look over at you and be like, I don't know if that's necessarily this layer of hell. I think there's other layers that push more for the pain. I think the pain is just surviving here.
You can tell
And
this is display. This is
Right.
this is trying to be that avant-garde, oh, the newest, the most this is a foam and this is a reduction of this. It's the cooking over the top bullshit and the display, it's the pageantry of fine dining.
These three couple of questions for the three folks together.
Mhm.
Their arms, are they situated up high like they're uh
Down low, holding their guts like a bull.
holding their guts like
Uh-huh.
a bull? I see. Okay. And then what races are they?
Um, they're fairly mutilated, but some sort of humanoid, fair skinned, but they're pretty beat up and
Okay.
kind of messed up.
Nothing
They look
n-
seasoned, like
nothing resembling
with
an orc though.
seasoning. Maybe. They're fairly mutilated. It's hard to tell.
Okay. I'll take a seat at this. I'm assuming this is where we're supposed to sit.
Mhm.
And I will take a seat and just kind of wait for orders or for the theatrics instead of just digging in.
There are attendants that pull your chairs, sit you down, and they come out with bottles of wine. And they say, "This is one of our rarest vintages. It should pair well with the meal. This is actual wine from a vineyard. I've heard our chef say that these are one of maybe 100 bottles in this entire place." And he pours you all a small little bit of wine in a glass. He's like, "It's a full-bodied red. Should go well with the meat. Hints of this, cardamom." He just starts giving, like all the rundown, the tasting notes of this shit. And he's like, "Please enjoy."
I go ahead and eat.
Oh, it's just wine. I mean, you can.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna say
drank
I would
drink.
sip the wine, but I
Mhm.
wouldn't eat. Yeah, I would sip.
As you get the wine, you see the chef walk back up, and he has an apron on, and he has his knife out, and he's running it across his steel. That knife is wicked sharp looking. It is a really potent chef's knife, but it's almost looks like it's built for combat more than cutlery, if you know what I mean. That being said, looking at this situation, he goes, "Please, and take a small taste. Save some for the meal as well. Um, we have here aged for approximately 60 days, fed the most flavorful and meaningful of ingredients. Um, I will cut you off pieces here," as he grabs a fucking fistful of guts, and you can see these guts are like almost sausages. They're packed stuff, and they're sewn shut. And you see, he's like, "We force fed these fine uh, individuals here what we consider to be some of the best sausage meats and spices that we can get our hands on, and cut fresh for you here, right from the source. No need to cook; it's already done." Uh, and he twists one, cuts off a chunk, and like a sausage casing, this piece of intestine is bloated, disgusting. Uh, and he sets it in front of one of you, and then slice, 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 slice. Cuts it, and it falls open, and a very disgusting, foul-smelling display. And then a sous chef comes with a little towel and drizzles a gravy over top, and he just says, "Enjoy. Eat as much as you like. That which you don't eat will be reused. So no harm in saving a bit of an appetite for the later meals." And he says, "I do believe the pitmaster is coming by to ask you what you'd like about the meal. But please enjoy. Any questions?"
I'll look at him and be like, "When was the last time you had bread?"
"This morning."
You guys have bread down here?
He looks at you and he says, "Our next course, which the palate cleanser, includes bread."
You mentioned herbs and spices. Were you able to grow them somewhere around here, or just gather them as they come down?
"A little of both," he says. "We've cultivated a few things. There are certain funguses and things that grow well down here. And we can cultivate them on the employees.
Am I only limited to what's been presented, or if I desire more, am I able to
Oh, he's like
take what I
another.
will?
He's like cuts another one off for you. And this dude's like handing him his guts to be cut. Like it's the dude's like slowly passing out, and you see the other two hold up the strength to like do it. That's why they're sewn together. And this one dude is just his guts are eviscerated out and put onto plates for all of you guys to eat. I really should put like a body horror trigger warning on this.
Yeah,
Like,
there should have definitely been some sort of disclaimer.
mm-hmm.
This one I'll definitely like the frog, the sashimi. Like, all right, I had enough separation there to where it was like not too disturbing. This one hits a lot closer. So
Oh yeah. It's
I'll
dark.
definitely kind of like it's in front of me. I'll just kind of like close my eyes and just kind of. I will go ahead and just take like I'll take the small bite, and I will take it and I'll pair it with the wine properly.
It's
I don't eat
disgusting.
this one.
I don't eat it.
I don't eat this shit at all.
Good.
I don't
Good.
even touch
Leave
the
it.
wine.
Good.
So
I just leave it there.
I like the wine.
The wine's actually just wine. It's actually decent wine.
Slaw will go as far as to engorge himself and consume everything that is there. Yeah. So he's going to consume everything that is offered and available.
Okay.
I push you my sausage.
So
You
For
can
free?
you
I don't
can
even let Abaddon eat it. Like
You-
when
you can
he
look-
gets all high, I swat him in the
no, give him the bop on the nose. No,
Yeah.
get out of here.
you can look, and Slaw's face does not show joy
before-
or excitement.
Before you go any further with that, let's let the dice tell some of the story.
Okay.
Greg, Griffin, both of your characters ate some. Everyone else passed on this. Constitution saving throw, DC 20.
Okay.
He means fortified.
Fortitude, yeah. Sorry, damn 5e.
Oh, Voth.
I was never worried.
Voth a 10. You force the bite down, and at first, there are flavors that are in here. There is some culinary stuff to it, and then it just tastes vile, disgusting, and you start to vomit. Everybody can see this, and the chef looks up at you starting to vomit. Do you do anything? Does anybody do anything?
So I'm actually going to like at me noticing it, like that it's gonna come.
Yeah, you
I
got
actually
that taste
put
in your mouth.
I put my finger down my throat and I force it out. And I'll just basically kind of be, or I'll just kind of like do the, let it all out, and I'll kind of like do the. Did the last chef not tell you I preferred it spicy?
Deception check, and I like that. A 21. I think that's good. He looks, and he started to have this look of just stern, very quiet disappointment, and as you throw it up, and you come back with that quick-witted, sharp remark, he's like, "It's correct, you not." He says something to the sous chef, and there's a dire look on her face, and she runs off. Like, there. My apologies. Please enjoy some more of the wine. As he pours you like a half a glass, like it's a lot. Like it's to make up for the fact that he fucked your shit up. You can see there's almost like a tick now, like he there's a chink in his armor. Like that's 2. You guys got 2 on him so far. He definitely heard Nick's comment, and now he definitely just got punked by you. It's pretty good. This is looking pretty good for episode 2. I like this. All right. All
I
right.
enjoy the fuck out of that wine.
Yeah, the wine, outstanding. That food, vile. Slaw, fucking outstanding. This is some of the best fucking sausage you've ever had in your life. It's great. It's wonderful. It's some orc iron guts that let you process it. And that cultured tongue for down here. It's got a taste of the disgust. But anyway,
I'm pretty sure orcs just have human as a delicacy back where he's from.
they probably do. Yeah.
So after, do they die after being consumed in the manner that I would be consuming everything?
Mhm.
Okay.
Like 2 of them die of just, taking too much damage and their body they physically can't hold it, and the one of them that's holding 2 of them up, they eventually, as you guys are finishing, just knock them off. And it's about that time that you come out and you see a single individual, and the chef walking with him. The chef looks at all of you and says, "This was our pitmaster. He's the one who prepared the food. He has something to say. However, first, I would like to extend my apologies to our guests and let this chef know that I am displeased with him." And there's this guy, he comes out, and he has a overcoat, looking like almost like a trench coat on, a bandolier of glass vials, a couple pouches of what look to be like different things, gloves, a metal sickle that gleams way too brightly. It looks so sharp. He has a few other odds and ends. There's just kind of like a few cases on his side, and he has a lot more leather pouches than you'd expect. A lot of them have little quick release tabs, and he just looks at you all, and then as he said, "I'm disappointed," he looks at the chef like, "Oh fuck," and he says, "Now please apologize." And he says, as he says apologize, without much more than a lean in, see his knife go into the dude's side, like at his lungs, and just slowly go in. And the
How
guy's
far
like,
away is he?
"Oh, they're within 10 feet of you. They're like at the
Okay.
other side of the table."
As he's like killing him, I
Not
flick
killing,
my
just stabbed him. But yeah.
just stabbed him. Okay. I would just speak up and be like, the best way to learn is from your mistakes.
You're not wrong. um, he says, "Yes, of course," as he nods, and you can see as he goes to, he's like, "My apologies. I'll get the recipe right next time." There's a knife in this dude's like lung, like specifically in a spot that makes it hard for him to like talk because he has to breathe to say words and shit. So everything is exquisitely painful, right? It's like, sorry, and he's like, "Now bow." And he gives a bow and slowly moves that knife a little deeper, opening that wound up. Chef puts his thing, wipes it on that rag, which you see does not get bloody.
Nice.
Puts the knife back into his sheath and says, I'll make sure the next course is to your liking. However, at the culmination of this dish, we must recycle. So please enjoy this. I know we will love to see it. And I'm gonna go ahead and put you on this battle map. As all of you now, please put yourselves across from this little character right here. I'm gonna draw the table in just because that's the biggest thing next to us.
I gotta get the valet car outside, so I gotta.
Yeah,
I
man,
gotta
I gotta dip, bro.
we gotta get we're dinner stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright.
you want us there? Okay.
Yeah, just on the opposite side of the table. As this individual is ready to fight you for his mistakes. Don't worry, you were always gonna have to fight him. There's another way to have that happen too. But the
Before he draws down on us,
Mhm.
I would kind of put my hand up and I'd be like, "Can I enlighten you?"
he holds his side as you can hear that whistle and bubble of a sucking chest wound. He's like, yes.
I realize life is hard here, but I think it's the simple fact that you have only meats to work with. Where I thought we were having a cleansing meal with bread, as I kind of look over at Ondal and Voth.
After this one, yeah, that'd be
Oh.
your palate cleanser.
Gotcha.
I'll just kind of look at him and be like, see, I saw a different mistake. Why are they blaming the chef for what was clearly the waiter's mistake? They didn't communicate that I preferred the meal spicy. How would that be the chef's fault? That's poor wait staff. It's hard to get good help nowadays.
I'll turn and kind of look at you, and I'll be like, well, a lot of people feel that if the subordinate fails, it's due to leadership failing to lead them properly. So I kind of understand what's happening. But, I mean,
The chef does not tolerate failure of you or your crew. You pay the price, just as all of you pay the price. Final ingredient is he opens up 2 tabs on his vest and slides out vials, which you guys have seen alchemist fire. He looks and he goes, final ingredient in all of the sausage is already digested sausage. It takes a long time to get those spices just right. And roll initiative as he pops the corks on his alchemist fire.
you're going to need to start an encounter.
Yep, let me do that real quick. Bam, bam. Should be good, right?
Yep.
Alright, and then let's go ahead and roll this initiative. Well, you survived the if you didn't do the first part with the boggarts, right? I was gonna have you guys have to fight the boggarts instead. So at least you got that you got the boggarts done.
I was actually going to stabilize the boggarts. That was
That
actually
would've
my
been-
plan. Was
dude, there's-
as they
yeah.
get killed, I was going to heal them all back to life. to
And
keep
be like,
fighting.
fight with us.
Yeah.
I kind of was like, I don't know where you guys are going. If you're gonna say fuck this encounter and just be like, we're gonna fucking beat our way out of here and do it. I was like, all right.
I was
we'll see
told
what
not
we're
to. I was told let's see what happens. And I was
Hey,
like, all
you
right.
guys reared in Nick. Y'all get some DM bonus points for that. That's pretty good. Well
Oh,
done.
do I get another hero point for that?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You're gonna go full crazy.
Okay.
I could try. I could try.
With that, you can see he's ready to do violence on you. He pops the corks, slaw. You finish that last bite, and you're way just a smidge quicker than him. So what do? You're like,
Is this table as big as it appears?
Yeah, it's a 10-foot wide table with 10, 20, 35 foot long table. Now.
Cool. I'm going to
Go
jet
that
up
bad
from
or
my
not.
seat and flip the table.
Okay. It's a pretty hefty table, so go ahead and give me some sort of roll. I'd say athletics would work, or athletics, or just a strength, or something along those lines. You tell me what you want to do. If it's
Oh,
athletics,
this
that makes
is
sense.
100% athletics.
All right, let's do it. A 23, that's pretty solid. You get a good power squat, dip down, boom, flip the table. Plates, napkins, silverware, bits of garbage. These fucking dudes tip over too, because they're in the middle. I forgot to draw them in, but they're in the middle of the table. It's supposed to be more of a donut table. I just drew a square, but doesn't really matter. They tip over like, oh, they're just done anyway. But yeah, it goes everywhere. And what else do you do? I'd say that's an action. One of your 3. So
Since the Since the table is it on top of him or is it just on its side?
Oh, it's on its side now. It's like
Okay.
it's better cover than what it was before, and it probably made difficult terrain on the other side as it's a sloppy fucking nasty mess over there now.
Okay, then I'll just do a stealth check since he can't see me.
Okay, that's another action. Anything else?
For now, no.
Okay. All right. After that, it is Horace. You're able to move next. What do you do? As the table just gets upended in front of you.
Okay. Let me put Abaddon.
Can we still see him?
Yes. Just for context, about 10 feet away from him is the railing for the veranda that's overlooking that blood pool. So if you're like thinking, rush him off the edge, also a viable tactic. It's not a huge drop, but would put him in a very bad position. So.
Okay. I am going to first off. I'm going to look over at Ondal and specify we should kill him before he kills us. As I give you my stoke the heart. Let me give you my spell effect. Boop. There you go. And then I move over to the right.
Much heart. All right.
With Voth, and then I'm going to use my third action to move Abaddon behind Voth as well.
All right, sounds good. All right, with that, it goes to the next person, which is the scientist. All right. He goes, "Ugh," as he's like just covered in vile, disgusting shit. And you can see, I'm going to roll a dice. I'm going to say highs left, lows right. All right, that's pretty low. He goes to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sees you guys kind of taking cover. He's gonna just let loose one of his bombs. We're gonna use Alchemist Fire. He's gonna throw one of these Alchemist Fire at you, Horace. Your armor is increased by like, you got like half cover, so whatever that does. Target you so I can get those rolls going. All right, let's see what he got.
Would you consider it greater, standard, or lesser?
Probably standard.
Okay, so it's +2.
Okay, so does a 20? You'd have 2 armor class. Oh, that
So
meets just barely.
Yeah.
Okay, so he goes ahead and damages you. With that.
Ow.
So for 3 points of damage, and then the 2.
Persistent. Yep.
Okay, and that is his turn. That's 1, 2, 3 actions. So, all right, and then it is then Ondol's turn. You can just see a splash happen. I don't know why. Oh, I clicked acid instead of fire. His first one was fire instead of acid instead of alchemist fire. But he's got both. He has 3 different vials. He has acid, fire, and frost. So. Which, if you kill him quick enough, you guys get. So your loot is vanishing before your eyes. Kill the alchemist. But go ahead. Yeah, it's your turn, Ondol. What do you do?
I'll go ahead and hunt prey on him.
Do you have to be able to see him right now? Because he's got mostly
Oh.
cover against you.
Okay.
If you move a bit,
think I
you definitely
do.
can, yeah.
You know what? Okay, if that's the case, then let's just hold back on that. Let's just do this. I'm going to sudden charge him first. So 2 strides, so just but double movement in a sense, which should get me to him.
Sure.
To come around the cover, and at that point, I suppose I will try and actually disarm him of one of those vials. Yeah.
Okay. It looks like he threw one, so you're going to try to knock the other out of his hand?
Yeah, let's do that.
Sure.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm trying to stop the advancement.
Go ahead and give me your roll. See if you can.
Athletics check.
And
Come on.
Reflex
Nice.
DC is It's a 24. He's really
Oh,
dexterous, and you nailed it. Yeah, you got him.
Dang, okay.
You smash that one down. Are you trying to break it or just knock it out of his hand?
I'm trying to just get it on the ground, so knock it away from him.
Okay,
I'm
you
not
knock
trying
it
to,
down,
like,
and
smash
it
it up in the air.
goes to the ground, but does not break. So there is a fire flask on the ground.
Okay, and that's all I got.
All right, with that, it is Voth's turn next. What do you do?
Really, I'm before. Oh no, he did all that. Okay, let's see. I will go ahead and use extend range, and then I will cast Puff of Poison. So he can
Just
give me
just a puff.
yeah. You just see a gout of poison just kind of float out of my face to his. So he can make me a DC 19 fort save.
All right, a fortitude save on this dude. Roll. Ooh, critical success.
Unaffected. Okay.
So you do note that the poison, he almost seems to like smirk at it. You take in the, he's probably very resistant to that specifically.
Okay.
As alchemist, but as the chef, you know, the spice chef, he's a little bit resistant.
Cool.
Okay. That being said, it goes back to the top of the order. Slaw, your turn. What do you do?
All right, so
He has no idea where you are.
that's perfectly fine because now I know the other orc hasn't heard this yet, but you guys are gonna hear that very same like Bobby Boucher, and I'm going to bashing charge through the table and completely shatter it and knock into this guy, and I'd like to attempt to grapple him.
Okay. Can you bashing charge? You smash, burst, and charge through solid obstacles. It's like stride twice once during your movement. If your movement passes through or ends an adjacent door, window, fence, wall, or similar obstacle, you need to attempt an athletics check to force open the obstacle with a +1 circumstance bonus to the roar. On a failure, your movement ends at obstacle. Okay. Go ahead and do the force open. Let's see what it is.
Oh, you motherfucker.
We have 0 points. We have 0 points.
No, not for this. That's okay.
Okay. A 10.
So you just fucking run into the thing. You still got an action.
10 plus the 1 because you would have had the +1 circumstance bonus on a roll. You smash into this table and crack it, but it is going to take more than that. You need probably a little bit of a head start.
Okay. And then
I'd say you're also like right in this square right here.
okay. Being frustrated with that, I will just loosen the chain.
All right, so you still got an action, right? Oh no, bashing charges too. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. You crack this table in half. A solid strike's gonna break the table at this point now. And you definitely have the chain loose in your hands now. Horace, you are up. What is it that you do?
Okay, I'm burning. I guess I look over at Ondal and just scream, "Let's take his head." That's my keep my joke the heart going. Which reminds me, Voth, you now have +4 temp HP. And then I'm gonna move.
All right.
I have the power.
You skirt around. You skirt around Ondol and around this guy. He is not ready for you. What do you do?
I'm going to then target him and take a swing. I think he's off guard unless something changes. Do we have him flanked?
Yes. Let me add that frickin' token or that modifier. It is here, and it'd be off guard. There you go.
Here we go, taking a swing.
14.
24.
24 hits him.
Here's the damage. Yeah, I don't.
That beautiful
think I can
damage.
9 damage.
9 damage. Solid hit. That guy's targeted. Damage to the reckless scientist. Ugh. There it is. Okay. All right.
Then here's my. I took 5 more damage from that, and I critically failed, so I'm still burning.
Yep. Well, melting, but yeah.
Yeah.
You can see the acid kind of start to like burn into your skin a bit. But the strike was solid. Definitely struck him well, as he's not looking too good. He looks pretty harried by the attack. However, it is his turn to continue pressing the fight, and he does not like having 2 of you guys right up in his fucking grill. Let's have him. He is going to take a step. Kind of see both of you kind of like are still lighting him up, like definitely getting him in the stuff. You're gonna take another move. So if either of you have the ability to do opportunity attacks, you can go ahead and do that.
Brad does.
Mm-hmm.
So just a regular attack then, right?
Yeah, it's just an opportunity attack at this point. Yeah.
All right.
Triggers your reaction there. A 15 against him doesn't hit. His armor class is 21. So as you swing, he's able to kind of twirl out of the way, mostly catching his cloak and stuff, or his overcoat. But then he takes a step back, and you can see he's just like, he is ready. He is ready to get you as he throws the fire vial. Let's see. He sees you burning with or melting with the acid. He's gonna go after the elf with fire. And he hits you. Barely. 25. And he strikes you for that. Total of 11 damage. And that is his turn. It goes to you, Ondol, as you... This caustic liquid, or this flammable liquid hits you. It smells almost like piss. And then as it hits the air, it boom, starts to burn as it starts to catch your gear and stuff. But it is your turn. What do you do?
Okay, I will go ahead and... Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and now hunt him.
He's hunted.
Probably.
Yeah.
You're mine. And I'll go ahead and I'll take my movement. And then I should be able to twin tank down.
You were there, Griffin. I moved your character.
So we'll target hunt prey and 1, 2. Oh my god.
Jesus
A
Christ.
3 and a 4. You
man.
you come in, swing once low. He just kind of steps up, swing once mid, and he just pushes back off his foot as both the axes go wide in front of him as he dances away from them. I believe that's everything for you, correct?
That's it.
All right, Voth, you're up next as you see him kind of dodge that stuff. You take a bit more extra burning damage from the fire, but it is your turn, Voth.
Alright, let me just do this real quick. No, that's definitely not what I wanted. Alright, I'll use a move action to get over there.
As you're moving, you guys all can see he is struggling from that wound that was in his chest. He's like, you can see it bubble, and that blood just kind of come out a little bit.
And then I will go ahead and trigger 2 action. Sorry, monk stuff's new.
It's all good. Still figuring it out, so.
Yep. First I will go ahead and I'm going to attempt to intimidate him.
I mean, you were the one that spurred on this this slag, so he's probably a bit intimidated. Yeah, go ahead and let's see what you got. What does that look
Fuck
like too?
me.
I'd give it. I'm gonna give it a +2 on it too. So.
So in this case, so I've actually got a feature that, like, I don't actually need to even speak to intimidate you, just my intimidating
intimidating
prowess
glare?
does it. So, well, so it's not glare, it's actually because I'm strong enough, so it's more of like I've got that, overpowering presence. So it's,
Okay.
you just kind of, as I move behind him, he just kind of feels that just, I'm
shit.
bigger than you feeling
Yeah.
behind him.
This guy, this fucking pimp-looking motherfucker, A, moves fast. B, he looks menacing. He's gonna punch me in the head. Like, I'm gonna get fucked. All right, so you move in there. You attempt the intimidate check, but you're not sure if it's just the whirl of combat. But he doesn't seem as phased as most people do. Maybe he's just ignorant. You don't know, but it doesn't seem to affect him. You have to beat his will DC, correct?
Yeah.
It'd be it's 10 plus what the bonus is, correct?
Something like that.
Pretty
So
sure.
it's 10 plus. I think it's like 10 plus level plus whatever his bonus to it would be.
Okay, so
So yeah, 10 plus his bonus.
yeah, so that's a 20. So you got close,
Yep.
but just wasn't quite there.
Cool.
But
And
still got shit.
flurry of blows.
I'm just gonna start punching shit. Yeah, so
Yeah.
sounds right. Oof. Okay, there you go. You swing the first time, and he's still spinning and is able to block it, but as he looks up, that fist comes right in and catches him in the face.
And it was a little fiver.
Little bop right on the nose. He takes that damage. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, Slaw, you are up next. What is it that you do? As you can see, your companions start to surround him and beat the shit out of him. Yeah, he's technically off guard between those two, right? Yeah. I'm gonna count it anyway. It looks good.
I'm sorry, did you say me? I kind of zoned out for a
It
second.
is your turn,
Oh,
Slaw.
sorry. Well, to complete my burst through the table, do I need to roll and see a damage roll, or am I good just to?
I would just say spend an action and you go through the table.
Okay, that's fine.
It can even be part of your move action if you want to take like half movement. So.
I definitely don't want to do that because I want as much movement as possible.
Well, no, I mean like that action where you would have, I can do a movement. I'd say you could do that at half speed and go through the table, right? Basically,
okay.
count the
In
table
one
as
action.
difficult terrain. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then I will burst through, and my goal is to. So I guess if you gave me half movement in the first action, I can get there, right? Am I understanding that correctly?
Well, what's your movement?
25.
So you move 25 in an action.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd move half of 25. Just
Right, and then I can move again, right?
Yep. You can use
And
another action to move. Yeah. So
And stride.
Yep.
Okay. So then,
with 2 actions
I
will get you
will-
right there. Yeah.
yeah, I'll burst through, and as I do so, oh, dang it, I will just scream with this guttural roar, and then as I get here, I will now do an intimidation, and I have intimidating prowess, which will give me a +1 for the circumstance.
Y'all are just some fucking scary mofos, man. Is what I'm hearing.
See, he might share the axe thing with him, but me and him share the
Scary
bond
boys.
of scary
the
muscles.
scary. We work out.
Yeah.
Fair. All right. If
Ah,
Jesus
if y'all could fucking roll some dice.
My name
above
is
a three.
Jeff.
Like, I'm gonna fight you. Scareface. Okay, that's all 3 of your actions, which looked cool as shit until you got there, and we're like, you cough a little. There's still some sausage in your mouth. You're like,
Makes sense.
All right, Horace, you are up next. What is it that you do?
Okay, so I don't know if I can do it like this. I was going to try to use Prestidigitate to get the acid off of me.
I think that gives you a bonus to the roll.
I've been
man,
looking. Persistent damage, there's
Yeah.
a flat roll at the end
Yep.
of the turn, but I can't, other than being on fire, I can't figure out, like, how do you get out of being covered
I
with
think
acid?
it's like I think it's very much like a situational thing. Like if you douse yourself, I can reduce the down to 10 or something
yeah, I
like
think
that.
you spend an action, it reduces it down to 10.
I would say prestidigitation as an action is going to reduce the flat check, because yeah, it'll clean it off, but it might not. Like maybe you have some pock marks burned in and it's still burning, kind of thing. Sure, but I'd say if you use prestidigitate, it changes that to a 10. So
Okay. Okay, so since everybody's getting on the Intimidate bandwagon, I'm going to try to do the same thing, but as I kind of wave my hand to get the acid to slough off of me and I'm sizzling, I'm going to just glare at him and try to intimidate him.
frizzle,
and-
frazzle. Okay, okay. Give me the intimidate check, and then give me
Okay.
your roll for your flat check.
Okay. Here's my Intimidate roll.
Somebody, it's above a 3.
But not a 20.
Not a 20 though.
Okay. I have to try.
I would have even given you the +2 for like I'm flicking acid off my hand. That's pretty rad. But yeah, just he's maybe a little bit too much of a veteran of this place. He's like constant normal like I'm gonna fight you. It's probably here. He's able to do it. What'd you roll on that flat?
What? Okay, here it is. God damn, that hurt.
Ugh.
I'm not sure if you're supposed to roll it each time. Like the.
Oh,
I
you
think
succeeded,
That's
though.
what it's supposed to do, yeah.
You
I
succeeded that
succeeded
roll.
the roll.
Yeah. I don't. Do you don't take the damage till the end of the turn though, right? Or is it at the end?
You take the damage, then you take
And then you take the recovery? Damn, that blows donkey
Ow.
dick, bro. Whew.
Yeah. That thing is...
One
Well,
potion.
bloody, by the
about
way.
kill-
Yeah.
I was about to say one
Yeah.
potion just about killed you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a lot, and you guys are very much keeping him from being able to stand and throw, because he doesn't want to get hit by his own splash damage.
And then, just for shits and grins, my last action, I move Abaddon up a
Okay.
little closer.
Sounds good. All right. He does have. You can tell he has healing potions and things on his belt too. So, he's a true alchemist. However, it is his turn. He is quite fucking surrounded. However, and he takes this time to look at you guys. Look at his options. I believe it's this one. He is going to grab an elixir from his belt. He's gonna go like boop, boom, and down it quick as he can. Because he has the quick alchemy shit, he can kind of do that. Or no, he does not have quick alchemy as quick bomber. So I guess taking it is an action, drinking it's another action, right? Okay.
So quick
Yeah.
alchemy is you burn a reagent and then you could basically craft something.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I believe you could still potentially make a potion. It's just no. I'd have to go double check it.
I-
You might only
that
be able
I'm
to do a
not
bomb.
worried about. He's not
Yeah.
crafting thing. He already had this. He's taking a potion and
okay.
drinking it.
Yeah.
He has quick bomber, which lets him basically draw and throw as
Yep.
as a thing. So
I was gonna say, I
So-
think drawing and drinking, since you're an alchemist, is like...
that's what I was looking at.
One
He's
or two actions?
he's not an actual
It's
alchemist.
two
He has
actions.
alchemy stuff. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So it is
Yeah,
two
the
actions?
whole
Okay.
potion thing kind of sucks. Is actually so for him to you'd have to pull it out and then drink it. So it's actually 2 actions just to fucking take a potion.
Kind of makes sense, because I mean, most spells are 2 actions.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of makes sense.
Okay, so yeah, he takes those 2 and he drinks an elixir, dropping the vial. He then, man, his options are pretty shitty right now. Because he even has to draw his sickle, so it's not like he can either draw his melee, or he can try. I think he's gonna try to get out of the way. He's gonna run. He's gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, if you have those ability to take opportunity attacks, please do so.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, you guys, these rolls are
Nice.
not going for you tonight. Man. He is still bleeding. Here, I'll have you guys. Somebody roll me a d8.
Nice.
8 more damage to him. And after that, it is your turn, Ondol. What do you do?
All right. Let's get back to this thing. 25 feet. Okay. I want to do this. All right. Let's just take our movement. You're not going anywhere. Right next to Abaddon, and let's just go ahead and see if we can actually make a hit on this guy while he's running. So twin takedown. Please hit something. One hit.
One hit, one miss. Go ahead and roll the damage
Uh-oh.
on that one.
That one damage
He
is.
still got another action?
It's true, he does. And he
Yeah.
swings for 10. Not horrible at all. That one cuts deep. As you can see, you catch him on the top of the thigh, and there is a gout of blood that just sprays out as he's like, ugh! Now his lung is punctured, and his entirety of his top of his thigh is cut pretty deep. He's bloodied, well past. He was so close to being well past bloodied already, but he's not looking too good. Anything else? I think you have another one up your sleeve, right?
I do, but is he holding any new vials in his hands, or
Nope.
is he now unarmed? He's
No.
unarmed.
Yeah, he's not had a chance to. You do know he's
Right.
very quick at pulling and throwing, though, so he can do that
Right.
as a thing. He can be like 1, 2, 3 if you really want
I'm just gonna take out my third action. I'm just gonna take one more swing. So.
You can't do it.
to. Chop his fucking head off! There you go! Crit, baby!
Oh,
Critical
finally,
hit.
So I can roll a critical on that?
Critical hit.
That's good.
That's pretty
Okay.
good. Go ahead and roll that up damage style. Critical.
Please.
Oh,
Could've done
darn, 14 damage. You just
Yeah,
did
could've
34
done it.
damage in a turn, big dog.
Work.
Oh, man. Okay, good shit.
24. 24, not 34.
Was it 20?
Took
Oh,
a
yeah.
rounding up.
Yeah,
20,
my
yeah,
bad, my bad, my bad.
Which is mediocre.
yeah.
I should-
Fucking...
Not gonna let him take main character status again. Fuck off with that shit.
You bring the axe across the thing. Looking up once more, you're like scoping out to see if he has weapons in his hands. You bring the axe down, the other axe, and it finds purchase. Getting that cross cut perfectly on his thighs. He's like, ah! Taking his legs out from under him. I believe that's your turn. Both, you are next. You're on
All
fire,
right.
baby.
I'm a move. You're gonna see me as I kind of whirl back around him. You're gonna kind of see me take a big deep breath as I get into dragon stance, and then I hit him with that flurry of blows again.
Okay. You can make dragon tail attacks that deal damage. They are the brawling group and have the backswing non-lethal. Dragon says you can ignore the. So okay, what the fuck is a dragon tail attack? What, you don't grow a fucking tail, do you?
No,
Like,
so
how does this look?
It's sweep leg kicks, so it's
Okay.
more of like you'll
long
see.
sweeping attacks. Okay.
You almost feel like it's so it's you don't. It's so fast. It's almost like you don't see it, but almost like a golf swing. You see my fucking foot go back and then swing around really quickly.
Nice. Almost
so
like a
there's
hammer
that.
drop kick kind of thing,
Mm.
almost. Okay.
And then there's the second, and I actually get the backswing. Alright. Is a 27 a crit?
His armor class is 21, so you need a 31 to crit.
I tried. A whopping 4 damage.
You guys are getting him, so that's all that matters. You bloody him up A
Yep.
tumble quickly, a dash right behind him as Ondol cuts into him. You follow up with a kick to the back of the head. Knocks him a bit. Anything else?
That'll be it.
All right, Slaw, you are up. What do you do?
All right, so I'm going to let me double check the movement one more time.
Should be 25. Most people are now.
Yep. So I'm going to move here in front, and then with the chain, I want to attempt to grapple.
Sure.
Basically, I just want to wrap the chain around his neck.
Okay.
Now, to sell you on something, technically he's off guard, correct?
Right now he is. Yep.
Technically, I would be able to do sneak attack, but since I'm not looking to do damage with this, could I get a plus?
Plus to what?
The off guard, I think, already gives him a -2.
Yeah, his armor
does
class
it?
is
Oh,
2
okay.
lesser for that. You basically have the flank on him. So.
Got you. Okay.
But I mean, any damage you do want to do, you could add to it, or you could
No,
do a little bit. So.
I'm really looking to just wrap this dude's neck up. Let me do the.
I completely forgot your.
He's a rogue barbarian.
I looked at doing that build. It's pretty cool.
17 against his, what is it?
Athletics.
For grapple? I forget what it
Mhm.
was. Yeah. How do we do the grapple?
Unless you want him to try and dodge it with acrobatics.
I just
It's against his reflex.
Or reflex, yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
10 plus whatever his reflex.
So
modifier is.
his reflex is really strong as he's able to get out of the way. You get in there, move quickly with some authority, but he's able to just.
It's
stare it
actually
out.
gonna sport.
Against his fort. Okay.
Yeah.
Still able to get out of the way, but not as well.
Fuck, that just irritates me. Okay, so then I have gone as far as I possibly can without raging. I am completely frustrated, cannot stand this anymore, and I will now rage.
All right.
And that'll be my turn.
You attempt to do that subtlety thing, it doesn't work, and y'all just see him just get way pissed. Trip his reflex makes sense, yeah. Slaw now has 4 temporary hit points from effect Rage. Oh, thank you. Alright, and with that, Horace, it is your turn. No longer covered in acid. You find your friends harrying this guy and chasing him down. He seems to be holding off the inevitable, but what do you do?
Let's see here. Kind of was hoping everybody was gonna kill him.
They got damn close.
I yell at Undal, take his head so we can drink his blood.
Jesus.
That
Ondal's like, you guys are making me really question my fucking shit.
What happened to just normally killing somebody?
I only drink blood to be polite. I don't do it for fun.
yeah, you say that. And then
It's like a
let's see
wheatgrass
here.
shot. I don't do it because I want to.
When in Rome.
When
Lock
it
can
is.
get +4 temp HP, and then I'm going to throw a divine lance at him. So,
buddy.
yeah.
Oh
And
my
just
god,
try
that
and-
fucking
Jesus
loaded on the
Christ,
18 for
dude.
so
Yeah,
long.
it did.
Ah.
So it just goes flying
I
right
think
past
we've
him.
rolled below a 5 on average
Dice
tonight.
mod, man. Dice mod.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Anything
got
else?
that on done.
No, that's all 3 of my actions.
Damn, dude. Like his armor class is not too crazy, but like y'all just are rolling 3s and
It
2s.
doesn't even matter at this point. Yeah.
You're all
yeah,
rolling the dookies. All right, my poor alchemist is getting absolutely pooped on. Let's see. Oh, you know what I forgot? You scored a critical hit, didn't you, Brett?
On the last one. Yeah. On the one shot. On the one hit, I mean.
And
He
you-
has this
you-
awesome thing called unstable compounds. So as you struck him, I need to determine which item you hit and randomly broke on him.
One other thing, have you got your critical specialization unlocked?
That's level 5 for fighters.
I was gonna say I don't think I have
I
that.
thought fighters
I thought
start
it
off
was
with that, but maybe
No,
What
they
is
start
it?
off with weapon proficiency.
3,
Okay.
4,
Yes, yes,
5,
math.
6. Give me a d6.
Okay.
As you destroy more of our loot, thanks a lot.
This might kill him though. Like, there's a very good chance this kills him, and it's funny that he dies of his own 6. The 6. You know what? Out of all the things to lose, not that bad. All right. You can see as he turns, there's a liquid that pours down his side. One of your strikes hit a vial close to his belt as it's broken, still dangling off his thing, but whatever contents in there aren't igniting or burning his leg, but they are just pouring down the side. Got rid of an anti-plague. Not horrible, but not end of the world. They're actually fairly easy to make too. So, but let's see. So I forgot about that. So he is going to cry internally as an action. Let's see what he's got. Man. I guess he's. So the penalty for throwing a ranged thing in melee is attacks of opportunity, correct?
That, and then I think there might even be a minus to hit.
All right, so we're gonna do that. He's gonna look at Slaw, who just became a ball of rage, and he is gonna target you, and he's gonna throw.
They take a -2 penalty.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I can see
For
that.
each additional multiple of the increment between you and the target.
So watch and see if this doesn't add the 2. He's gonna throw the fire down on you. Oh no.
Oh, is that who?
Should be at Slaw.
Okay. I take 36 damage.
No, that's to hit.
No,
That's to hit.
Oh.
Roll.
Okay.
God, he's got a plus 18.
Yeah.
No, I have a
That's
plus
wild.
19. I'm raging right now, so I'm at an 18.
Oh,
No,
just,
his roll
but, like to
attack
hit,
plus
or
his
no,
damage.
plus 16 at least. Jesus
Oh.
Christ.
These guys
Or,
are
yeah, no, plus 18.
very special.
Chonko,
Double.
chonko.
Double our to hit chance.
He just hit you for 6 points on a crit.
Yeah, whoa.
Yeah. All right. So you are struck for 6 points of damage, Slaw.
That's it?
Yeah. He rolled
Oh, okay.
like the hottest of ass.
I was expecting so much more.
I was kind of worried too, as he hits you dead on, and it's like, what the fuck? He's not okay with it. However, he also and Ondol, you guys will take splash, which is 2.
Ouches.
And Reckless Scientist takes 2, Slaw takes 2. And then Ondol, you would take 2 as well. He is looking shit horrible. His next move is to draw the sickle. And then I think, does he risk it? Because
For the biscuit.
he's looking at this going, I literally can't kill any of you in this go, right? Like he's in that mindset of like, maybe at least if I kill one, I could come back, right? Like maybe if I get one, I can get my internship restated. Like that's his thought process right now. He's gonna go for Slaw again and just make a single attack, but that would be at his map. So, all right. And then 18 misses because you said your
No.
armor class is 19, right?
No, but when I'm raging, it's 18, so it hits.
Oh, okay, so it does hit. So he strikes you for 9.
Okay.
And that is his turn. It goes to Ondol. You're up.
Whoa,
Is you're
why did that?
still on fire.
That's weird.
Yes, with a fiery rage, I look to.
He's fucking dead this
Well, he's
round.
also splashed on
He's
me.
so
He
fucking
splashed
dead.
on me. So we're gonna start with swim takedown and go to double slice. So we're just gonna slash, and let me make sure my thing is on here. Okay. So first is the 2. So slash.
There you go. Solid hit.
The double slice.
Yeah, both of those hit. Just go ahead and roll damage real quick.
I want to do the
Okay.
ball, though.
All right, there you go. Solid fucking rolls. Good lord.
So,
Uh,
1, 2.
The first 2 hit, the second ones don't.
Yeah,
7 and 8 damage. Yeah. Bam. And bam. As you cut once across his clavicle to clavicle, open him up here. The second one comes in, just boom, hits him right in the shoulders. He's like drops. He is at death's door. He literally needs just a strong breeze and he will fall prone. He's anything else?
I scream out, end it, Voth.
Voth, you're up. What do you do? Can you do 1 hit point of damage?
We'll fucking try. First, we're gonna try the flurry of blows.
I gave you my motivation.
Fucking miss on that one. Another miss. Alright, and then let's see. I can cast a spell. Let's hit him with. I'll throw an electric arc at him. Fucking make that reflex saving throw.
Got you. Oh nope. Not Slaw, the scientist. Yeah, nope. That won't. But
Success. Does it think he still takes half?
yep, should have. Maybe. I don't know.
Unless he critically succeeds, so yeah.
And roll your
Success.
shit. That's enough to kill him. He had 1 hit point left for real. Alright, describe how your electric arc fucking fries this dude to death.
So you actually see him try to swing, or with his kicks, he swings one way, misses, swings the other way, misses, then he just says fuck it, and the corpse of the that they were getting the sausages out of, he actually arcs the electric arc off him
Ugh.
into the back.
That's pretty disgusting, and that causes many of those sausages to burst. And disgusting. That's a new level of ick I wasn't ready for. I love it. All right.
It's like the bank shot.
I love it. Yeah, the old off the backboard. All right. All right. And that ends combat. On him, the chefs quickly move to clear the mess and things like that, but they don't take your kill. You can see the Sioux that was over here walks up to the chef, and you can kind of just hear her say, "I believe sausage is off the menu." Until the
As they
foreseeable
go to
future.
pick up the bodies that are like leaking the sausage, I cast produce flame on their guts, so they all just start burning.
That they look at you and they give you nods, like curt nods. Saves them from having to take it out back and burn it anyway. It's off the menu.
Oh, perfect.
Can no longer be recycled.
Yeah, yeah. Remove it. It did not sit
What?
well with our dinner guests.
Where's the chef?
He's like over where Brett's thing is. He's like over here.
I'm looting the
Okay.
corpse.
So Slaw is staring at him, still raging. His eyes are flaring. His breathing is heavy, and every vein in his body that can possibly physically be seen pulsing is. And he's staring. If he could intimidate, I think Slaw knows he can't, but he would be. And he just makes a 5-foot step towards that direction.
You can see as you even make the slightest look of I'm moving towards the chef, there's 7 or 8 of the chefs that were over here cleaning immediately get in your way. They continue to clean, but they do so with a barrier between you and them. The chef has a twinkle in his eye. He looks intrigued at the notion of you moving that way.
Man. All right, everyone else figure out what they're doing, and I got to think about what Slaw's thinking real quick.
I'm looting the corpse. What's our halfling companion doing?
Thank you for asking. You look back and you can see sleep has kind of covered her as she's like just peering out from behind him, looking at what happened. Looks like he moved to protect her during the entire fight. The corpse that you find, the corpse of the pit boss, had a antidote. Can I just drag and drop these in chat by chance? Yes, you can. He had an antidote, a bandolier, a set of alchemist tools, a frost vial, which he never got to throw,
I thought I'd be so happy to see the tools.
alchemist fire, and a acid, one of each left, and that sickle. He also has his clothes, which are just, it's a work coat. And for like a heavy quilted cloth, but sometimes used because it's so inexpensive. Padded armor, this is basically padded armor. Plus 1 AC bonus, dex modifier, 3. So it's not much, but it's well maintained, and it's actually not bad looking, you know what I mean? Nice little work coat there. But that is what you get off of the alchemist. And that was a moderate encounter for you guys.
Was that a thrower's bandolier?
It's whatever it's
see it.
literally what I pulled off the thing. It should say bandolier.
I don't
Just-
have permission. You
to
don't have
see it.
sufficient permission to view the sheet for this.
I think if you just
Yeah.
drag it onto your sheet, you should be fine.
Yeah, you should
did
be
you?
able to.
You told us before that you can use alchemical tools, correct?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
As I kind of see that bandolier full of just all that shit in the crafting kit, I'll just kind of hand it to you. So I'll be like, I believe you said you're proficient with these. I imagine you'll make the best use of it. I'll kind of hold up the sickle and I'll just kind of be like, I know this isn't an axe, but would either of you two like this?
If you're talking to Slaw, he doesn't know you exist right now.
Yeah, he's
in-
still in a rage.
Yeah,
In fact, you guys will see Slaw draw his axes from his holsters and still just staring down the chef through this defensive line. He's gonna turn to what remains of the table and just double swing on what's left of this table for a full minute just to work this rage out so that there's nothing but splinters.
Fair enough.
After you actually kind of ignore me, I'll I'll actually go up, and as you're trying to, throwing your temper tantrum, I'm gonna kind of put a hand on your shoulder, and you're gonna feel an intimidating presence. As you're gonna need to make a save here.
Actually, if he's within my bubble, which he's not, so never mind. Not my bubble.
You're trying to intimidate me?
Yeah.
Okay.
If his 24 is higher than your will saving throw plus 10,
Oh, it's my will saving throw? It's not an intimidate.
it's
Oh,
whatever the
okay.
bonus is from your will saving throw plus 10. That's the DC he had to beat. He rolled a 24.
Oh, okay. So success then. So you're just gonna kind of feel the hand on your shoulder, and I'll just kind of be like, calm yourself, and you will not ignore me when I address you.
Such a prick. I love it.
He looks at you. Slaw would turn to you, and he wouldn't look at you with fear. He would look at you with respect, almost uh, like a ranking authority. But you have frustrated him.
That's fine. Pound wood. But I'll kind of finish handing out this stuff, and I'll be like,
I'll take the sickle. That's after all this. I'll hold
You'll
on
see
to
me
it for good.
toss it over to you, and I'll be like, well, seems that's been divvied out then. Are we ready to hopefully get on with these fucking games and get out of this fucking shithole?
What's time?
So it's weird. You drag and dropped all those things, and every time I try to do it, it just says I don't have permission.
Same, and they
Uh,
can't pull
just-
your sheet either.
Just go ahead and open it in the compendium browser and drag one
And
to
just
your sheet.
drag 'em, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
should be
So
able
I
to.
figured.
Just
That's
that
what I
way
was-
you at least know what was on them. So
If you guys want to divvy it up in chat and then we'll drag it to our characters, we can do that too. I
works, that
took
works.
a picture of it.
okay.
Yeah, I don't need any of that stuff, so.
You're led back inside. For the palate cleanser. Which
I
is
cast heal on myself.
okay.
How's everybody else looking? Oh, well, I
Not
guess,
good.
do you do the AoE heal?
Sure, as long as we're not next to the dude that we just fucking destroyed. Yeah.
I mean,
No,
he's dead. so it
He's
wouldn't
dead
matter.
af, bro. Yeah, he ain't
Yeah.
coming back. I will say, as you guys go to cast spells and things like this, the chef was watching. And he is intrigued. There's an intrigue with you casting spells because he knows it's possible. You obviously know that his sous chef had something that could cast spells in a box. But it's almost like that was a prized ingredient tucked away for a special dish or something like that. And you kind of get the idea. He's looking at you as both a menu item and a customer at the same time. He very genuinely offers you guys the palate cleansing course, which in this case is small little chilled glasses of some liquid. And having anything chilled is a godsend. This is like, holy shit, how'd you get it cold? And not dank and gross and nasty. But he has small chilled glass vials. They're like test tubes almost, but inside is quite obviously a mixture of some kind of juice or something like that. And you can see them mixing in potions. So if you drink this, you will get the effects of a potion as well, a healing potion. He has bread. The bread, he explains, is made from bone meal. Is bone meal bread mixed with what wheat and other grains they could find. He said it's hearty and will fill you up. He says it is also best taken with purified water, which there are a few carafes of water that looks absolutely crystal clear. Very hard to do here. Seems like there's no expense or no stop that's put up for you guys as you are going through this course. So fresh food and water if you guys wanted it, as well as a free healing potion for all of you for taking it to the palate cleanser.
What grade of healing potion?
I need to look that up. It's not the very minimum. It's probably one step up.
It's a moderate.
Should be a couple dice, at least.
Now you said like he kind of had that look that he was impressed. Was that like visual, like he, had some kind of smirk on his face or something like that?
It's
Or
it's the cold calculatedness of his nature, and then it's gone from just staring at you as some potential person to enjoy this feast, and an intrigue that someone shopping for rare ingredients has. Like, ooh, this is Vietnamese cinnamon, or this is, this kind of thing. These are exotic and wild flavors. He's excited because this is something he can work with.
Yeah. As we're kind of enjoying it, I just kind of look up and be like, I imagine you have a lot of friends down here with the craft you employ. Not many must have it. What does it take to be among one of your friends?
First and foremost, an appreciation for my craft. Second, the ability to scrounge rare and important things with a penchant for food gathering. And a love of the arts, allowing me to do a free expression of what I believe to be the pinnacle of culinary exploration. Basically, he wants people to like his stuff and not say you're being weird. What it seems like.
If you had a want for something down here, what would it be? I mean, obviously better ingredients, all of that, that kind of wish is obvious, but anything more specific?
Cheese. I want cheese. One flavor I miss the most. Impossible to make here.
Do I remember what cheese tastes like?
This is dipping into those memories.
Yeah.
Ready for another will save?
Yeah, let's do
Let's
it.
do it. Two.
God damn it.
D4 of psychic.
I'm just hurting my brain.
You're like, thinking is pain.
Alright, I'll take my 4 damage.
And then tell me about a time you remembered eating cheese.
I remember there was sitting next to the hearth, having wine and bread and cheese, and sliced meats, with a woman. Don't remember her name, but I remember the moment. I remember how good it tasted. It was before I was old. I know that much.
Your mind is immediately flooded with cheese flavor. Yep.
So, hearing that, I don't even know, can I do that with this? Hang on. So, pretty positive I can. For press to digitate, it used to be that I could make things taste like something else as a whimsical effect.
Okay.
So I could be like, oh, we could eat literally like stale rations, and I could make it at least taste better to myself or for the moment as you eat it. I don't know if that's how it works in Pathfinder 2.
Prestidigitate.
You can cook, warm, or flavor 1 pound of non-living material.
In the confines of the spell.
All right. So I will hear that, and I'll pick up one of his little biscuits that he gave us, and I'll look at him and hand it to him, and I'll be like, I might not be able to give you cheese, but I at least can let you remember what it tastes like.
Hand him the biscuit. Or the piece of bread or whatever it is.
Yep. And a little piece of bread, and then I just kind of wiggle my fingers over it.
Because I kind of can pick up on what you're doing. Do you have a particular type of cheese that you prefer?
I'll look at you and be like, mozzarella was one of my favorites. Or cheddar.
Mozzarella. Yes.
Nice brie might pair with that wine that we had earlier.
You see, he's lost in thoughts. He's like thinking of cheese. Like he's like a
Yeah.
fucking cheese, bro.
Jeez, man. So I make it taste like mozzarella.
Takes a bite. You see, he really savors it and looks at you. Deadpan still looking at you. He goes to take the second bite, and there's a shake and a waver in his hand. Slight. You can faintly see another tick. It's being outdone by someone who's not even a chef.
And I'll look over at him and be like, if you have wine and something simple, I can easily make it turn into brie.
Some grapes would be great as well.
We have a species of grape, bitter, not suitable for wine.
I can make water taste like wine.
Come, the second course is in order. He tries to quickly change the subject. As he is definitely knocked off his game.
Yeah,
And
that
he...
the
ahead.
fresh pie you made the other day was astounding.
Oh, now you're just being a cunt. I love it.
I'll look over at you
peaches
and be
and
like,
shit, bitch. It's so delicious.
Yeah. I'll just be like, it's because we had a proper kitchen for me to work in.
Slaw, as you are smashing the table, you can see, there is a look. You smash for like maybe 20-30 seconds, and as you're doing that, you can see the little halfling woman comes up to you again and looks at you, and the gentle smile on her face again catches your eye, and she lets it drop, and there's a moment where you look at her and you calm. If you want, you can drop out of your rage a little early.
Yeah, that's fine.
And as soon as she sees that you've kind of relaxed a little bit and you feel comfortable, like, and it's a weird feeling too. You get this, the best way to put it is like, the feeling of sitting by a fire, a hearth, like just sitting there relaxing after a long day. You kind of have that wash over you, and you're kind of calmed. So it's kind of like, oh shit, that's fuck wild. But you're able to drop out of the thing, and then she immediately puts on the facade once again.
Okay.
It's twice she's done that now.
For my rage?
Yeah, maybe not rage the first time, maybe just annoyance and anger,
Mm.
just general anger. But she looked at you and gave you a look that made you feel something inside.
Hmm.
Interesting
Okay.
thing.
I'll just kind of like a kid. I would just pat her on the head, and then I'll actually stick closer to her than I have been so far.
If that's the case, give me a perception check.
All right. Oh my god, I'm going to kill my cat.
13. As you're close to her, sleep is also close to you, and they are whispering amongst each other. It almost reminds you the sounds of a meadow. Quiet meadow at night. That is what their conversation sounds like. Peaceful, tranquil, quiet meadow. And you think you hear him say words to her, but you're just so taken aback that their communication isn't in words, but in sensory connections. Something different. You're just on the opposite end of that and can kind of hear that sounds like nature. You swear you hear birds. I haven't heard birds in forever. Oh, whoops! I accidentally hit the wrong button. There's no birds here. You additionally do hear one thing, not exactly what it was, but think you hear Sleep call her something something star.
Okay. Um. Okay.
Anybody else doing anything before you move on to the next area?
Uh,
Can everybody kind of hear that conversation between them like that, or is it just him because
He
he's been
said
a?
he said it because he was so close. If there's a reason you would have been very close to them, you might be able to. If you get real close, you too would be able to hear that weird, or not. Maybe not even. It's not even that you're hearing it. It feels like you should be hearing it, right?
Mm,
It's a quiet
um,
twilit grove or something.
yeah, I guess I don't know how much space there'd be between us, but I definitely have, if I noticed the two of them talking, I would have definitely at least taken note and tried to at least not necessarily eavesdrop, but try to catch that one word here or there, just kind of hit the
Sure,
hit
just
the conversation topic.
Give me a
But
perception check, and I'll just put it at a slightly higher DC then.
uh,
Now, you catch that feeling, but you don't catch words.
as we start moving to the next area, I would grab onto Slaw
Mhm.
and kind of say, "Ah, half brother, I was so excited to see what you had when you started to burrow inside yourself. That orcish rage, I've felt partially that before, but not at that level."
This rage is no gift. It is a curse. Something that I have worked on controlling my entire existence here. It still gets the better of me more often than I would like. I can tell you now, it was very hard not to lunge after that chef and just decimate him where he stood.
I can
But
understand.
no, as I say, but somehow cooler heads prevail.
I can understand where you come from. My advice, if I may, if you engulf yourself in this rage earlier in a fight, it may help. And then I would show him like my axes, and if you hold your axe like this, you can get a better I don't know if you saw me when I had sliced down to the upward, and I'm kind of just going through like a motion
you're working the
different
shaft.
tactics of like what would help you out.
So I'll go in for like a hero's clasp, and when we make that connect with my opposite hand, I will strike you in the stomach as hard as I possibly can,
Nice.
Uh,
and just repeat, curse, not a gift. And I will let go and continue to keep up with the halfling.
I I take your hit, and with that at winded breath, I go, "Ah, another orcish tradition learned."
He's like, sucker punches. It's tradition.
I've forgotten so much.
All right.
And I'll
I'm
continue on.
100% peanut gathering again with Horace. Just be like, so I believe the mating ritual's going well. I
Mhm.
believe that was an acceptance. Now,
Mhm.
do you know if two males can procreate, or is this just kind of a battle brother thing?
Well, in my time, we didn't really judge. We just kind of accepted the way things are. He is half elf.
It's the
So they
worst.
can procreate then.
Oh my
They're a
god.
weird bunch.
You know what I was getting from that scene right off the bat? It was like Ghost. He's like, And you
Yeah.
come behind him, he's like, "This is how you hold the axe. You got to choke up on it a little bit."
Exactly.
Like that's what I was getting.
We're
I was
gonna
like,
shape it.
It wasn't that sensual.
you know,
God
it
damn it.
wasn't. But in my head canon,
Yeah, you
it might have
No,
interpreted
been.
I put in the group chat when you fucking walked up and said that sentence. That is the gayest sentence we have had, and that is not even like no judgment. It is just the gayest sentence.
It was, dude. You know, it. This is our campaign. You can have whatever
I'm
love
using work. I'm
blossom
Yeah,
like,
that you want,
exactly.
my brother.
Hey, like
I
I
got-
said it earlier, when in Rome.
Yeah.
Okay,
I-
the Romans they did a lot of stuff
Mhm.
back then.
That's true. They did.
I have 3 more weeks. Challenge accepted.
he's like,
Bitch.
he's like, I don't think we can get pregnant, but we're gonna find out.
Never complimenting anyone again.
He's like, fuck you guys. I won't be nice.
So what
Um,
happens if a baby's made and you're killed down here? Does that go?
Ooh, that's a good question. Anyway,
Alright.
moving forward, you are escorted to the next area. In this case, back into a ballroom style area. Uh, this place is overrun with the red hating flesh, and you can see it's trimmed and manicured and cultivated and put into different spots. Um, there's a table. There's several spots at the table, and there's a few individuals still sitting at the table. Don't know anything about them. Just look like other wastelanders, an elf and an orc, and then probably what you would expect to be a furbolg, something along those lines. The lot of them just sitting there. They look kind of like woozy, but there's a plate in front of them with mostly cleared, and there's a small cup that has like some sort of liquid in it. Looks like they're all waiting. But you are all escorted into this room. What is it that you do?
I missed most of the description because I'm changing my laundry. I'll just go with the flow.
Does this look like the only table that's available to sit at, or is there
The
another?
only one? It looks like the staff has also kind of ringed it to allow you guys to have seats.
I'm
Um,
gonna take my seat at the head of the table if there is one.
Wherever you sit is apparently the head of the table.
Pompous bastard. Yeah, I'll take a seat as well too.
Okay.
I'll sit next to the halfling.
The lot of you sit. You are brought a plate of food and a small dish with water. Inside the plate, as it is revealed, the chef speaks from a balcony above you. The second main course. He says, a pasta crafted meticulously through painstaking labor. A white, creamy sauce, uh, gently expressed from only the choicest of ingredients. It says on top you'll find freshly shaved and bits of vital organs, as well as a ragu made from no less than 12 subspecies of creature. Like slow simmered. Like there's also some entertainment in this one. You can't get up from the seats until you finished your food. In one of your food, we've put a small prize, but no telling. Um, you'll know it when you. You can see the other two look, and they just you see them kind of mouth words to you. Very obviously, poison. Uh, and they say the chef says, "Oh, and another thing, we like to take away your senses for this meal. We'll darken the room, quiet the place. You won't even be able to hear the rain pitter patter on the outside. But you will be able to taste the food the way it should be tasted. Enjoy." And he steps out. And they draw huge shades over the windows. You can see they all escort themselves out. after they pull the little covers over the beverages, and there is a single incredibly dim candle in the middle of the table with just enough illumination to cast shadows so you can see your food. That is it. As they shut that door behind you, you're all alone.
My question is, my halo's out, and I have bright light for 30 feet around us.
So, as you do that, kind of kills the mood. The chef asks you, "Is that something that you can't control?"
No, I'm sorry.
I believe we can fashion something for that then. He nods. And one of the sous chefs comes with a hood. More like a sack
Okay.
with a mouth hole cut into it.
Yeah.
And he puts it on your head unless you physically stop him. Gentle, he's not
Well,
rude about it, but
so it's technically magical light around me. It's not an actual physical, like you can
yeah.
touch it kind of halo. So I'll let him put the sack on, and then it's just still like lingering there in the air, just kind of floating.
I'm assuming like the halo isn't a physical object. It's light coming from you. It makes a corona around your thing. If you cover a candle, it still blocks the light. I'm not gonna say it just goes through the sackcloth all magically. I'd say you could easily cover it like that. But it's still beaming out of the mouth hole and like the little gaps that would be in any of the cloth, right? So it's definitely like way more illuminated in here than they want it to be, and you're obviously sticking it to them. You're like, yeah, I can't turn it off. It's always on. Yep. um, so they put that on. Whether or not you keep it on is up to you. But once they are satisfied, everyone leaves the room, and you can just hear loud locks click, 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 as the doors are locked behind you. Who eats their food?
This is the first meal that Slaw doesn't participate in. He just
Okay.
sits there.
Okay.
Trying to remember, wasn't there?
Um,
In that loot, there was. I'll just kind of look at Oh god damn it, remembering everybody's names. Horace, and I'll be like, by chance, have you looked to that bandolier of potions yet? Was there perhaps an antidote or something like that in there?
You'll see me take my bag and kind of adjust it so my eye is like in the hole where my mouth is, and I'll be like, I don't know if they can see me. So I leave my bag on, and I just tell you, there's one,
Huh.
and I'll be
Start
like,
digging
but
in.
hang on a second. Can I use a crafting check to reverse engineer antidote?
Yeah, give it a little tasty taste and see what you can see what it is.
Cool. Let me do that.
A lot of pings, Brett.
Oh, I use a hero point to fix this. All right, here we go. Does it pass your DC for me to learn the?
Or that's a pretty
Uh,
standard one to be able to craft, right? It's not
Yeah.
uncommon. It's a common one, pretty easy.
Yeah.
That's it. That's fine. That's good enough.
Okay.
Yeah. You pretty sure you understand where you're getting the ingredients from for this, especially here. It'd be even easier if you remembered other ingredients, right? But yeah, you think you can fashion another one given the right stuff.
Cool.
While
I
you
give you
are
the thumbs
doing
up that I can make more.
Yeah. when you are doing this, yeah. So, who eats their food and who doesn't? I know Slaw doesn't.
uh, I would look over at Horace and Voth and say, "Do you familiars can they handle poison?" Because I
I'll
don't
look
want
at
to eat.
Abaddon.
I don't know. Can he?
Oh
Is
yeah,
he?
you're dragons. You guys haven't asked about Zerson.
I was literally about to be like, as you mentioned that, be like, oh yes, I didn't get around to telling you, Zerson was disposed of.
Excuse me. What?
I'm even curious myself, but I was awaiting Horse's response.
Oh, Horse is aware.
Yes, I do know that somehow he absorbs Zerson. I'll look over at Abaddon and be like, well, technically, if Abaddon eats the poison, he will die. But I can bring him back to life. And I'll look at Abaddon and be like, that's a you choice. Do you want to try it? You have a 1 in 6 chance of getting poisoned.
Of mine. That's I'm offering.
I don't mind. If that's
Perfect.
what you want. Just know you'll owe me one.
I don't like the sound of that. By oh, you mean a slight favor.
Favor for a favor. You want me to consume and possibly die to poison?
Uh,
Might ask you to do something similar in the future.
I can give you an elf's honor.
If he asks you to take any of my things, just know I will deal with that accordingly.
There's a sly look your direction, just like almost like, wouldn't you like to know kind of maneuver. But yeah, he doesn't really pursue much past that.
As I'll start eating, and as I'm kind of eating, I'll be like, yes, Zeus, and after being reborn again, I realized this time that he had failed me and was unable to protect me, so I rescinded our contract and took back the fragment of power I'd given him that was able to sustain his current form. He had became a weight upon my shoulders that needed to be dealt with.
So you held no friendship with this creature.
Uh, Companionship, and it was a mutual pact of bettering each other. It's unfortunate that he was unable to uphold his side of the bargain. As you kind of saw it, and you'll kind of see, I bulked up a bit. There's definitely a bit more of a presence to me now and stuff like that. I'll just be like, I had given him some of my physical prowess and bronze that he would be able to defend me, and I could focus on the spell work, but he was unable to do that, and I was cut down. Whereas, as you've seen, since I've been able to handle myself much better in close quarters because I was able to take that power back.
Well, I suppose that makes sense to me.
Okay.
As long as it's not a loss to you.
I'm just chowing down on this fucking food while I say all that.
It's
The brave
actually
man you become.
not horrible. It has a little bit of a acidic kind of like. There's this tinge of like a battery acid flavor, but other than that, it tastes like real food, like a spaghetti dinner kind of thing. The fact that the noodles taste and feel like noodles. Actually, this is the if you know there's no fucking rice noodles or like fucking pasta noodles down here. This has the texture and flavor of that. Speaking of that, give me a will save to see if you remember what that tastes like. Because you get space noodles and ketchup, most likely. A 6, which is a 13 total, which is enough.
Wait.
You don't take any damage, but you do remember. Actually, you know what? You tell me what you remember about this kind of food.
So now that I know who my character is, do I have cause she's seen a lot of time. Can I draw from any era during that time now?
You tell me. You're writing that part of the story.
Okay. All right. Fucking strong ties to noodles. I will go into a flashback of a. I want to say she was there. She was there. At a giant party. You see elves and a lot of people coming together for what looks to almost seems like a wedding. As there's multiple courses of just different different Asian and Japanese cuisine brought forward as the perfect soba noodle is in front of her, being dunked into some soy sauce.
I also imagine Kandri would like not eat it the right way. Like if no one's looking, she kind of just fucking quick eats it like a. Like she's just like, yeah,
Well,
soldier
funnily
style.
enough, that is a proper way to eat it. So,
So she probably
eating
eats
it
it
with your
weird
hands,
or
yeah.
slurps it or she does something fucking weird.
She would
man.
not know how to use chopsticks,
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, she'd
so,
be like, why the fuck would I got 5 of them right fucking here.
Funnily enough,
Use
knowing
that
the
shit.
elves, I'm pretty sure there would have been someone sitting near her that would have kind of like noticed and like started eating with his hand just to show that it was like appropriate or some shit like that.
It's probably true. All right. You get another memory unlocked as you remember, yeah, these are good. And yours were not poisoned. So that's good. I know Slaw said he's not going to eat his. What about you, Horace?
Fuck it, I'll eat it.
Yours was not poisoned either. And these ones taste okay. Not your favorite. But as far as food down here, it's pretty decent. It's not horrible.
I'm also like, as I'm about 3/4 of the way through it, and be like, how shocked would any of you guys be if they just, did this whole, one of them's poisoned routine just to make it so that one of us didn't eat to, just add to that extra layer of fear and event to the course.
You hear one of the 2 other people who've been at this table the entire time speak up and say, mine's poison. All of my friends were able to get up and walk away. I'm afraid to drink this last drip, or this drink, because I know mine's poison. Been here for a week and a half. And you can see the other guy go, I've been here for 3 days. I'm afraid to drink the poison. I'm afraid to get up.
I'm sorry, I totally missed that part. Where there were other people in here other than us. Okay.
Yep, there was
Yeah, I
2
thought you
other
said there was
people.
only one table.
There is, and you're all sitting at it, and those 2 people just were still sitting there. You just glossed right over all of them. I was like, oh cool, you guys just fucking talking out in the open doing your shit. I was like,
I imagine you would have told us if there's other people at the table.
I did.
Okay,
That was the
just
first
missed
thing
it.
I said.
Okay,
I'm sorry, my
Yeah.
headset cuts out when I walk
Yeah,
past the
I
midpoint of
missed
my
it.
house.
Oh, well.
all good.
I don't really care.
I just thought it made sense for Greg's character to be like, so anyway, here we are in my space all of a sudden to tell you these
Yeah.
things. And I thought I thought Horace was just like, yeah, I mean, whatever, they can know. It's like whatever, but it's funnier that way that you did know, and it was true,
Yeah.
true oblivious, but
And in either case,
appropriate for the
it's
story.
actually
So it's all
poison.
good.
I'll
At
look
least-
at the 2 of them and
yeah.
I'll be like, I can help you if you are.
How?
How would I help with that? Technically, I have the spell. It's just not prepared. That's what sucks.
Well, I'll just kind of look at one of them and be like, so no matter what, you're going to perish here, correct?
I don't know.
Have you seen others die of this poison?
We're the last 2 parties who've come through here. No one else has made it this far into the evening.
Not all poisons equal death. It could just be a sedative so that they're ingredients for the next great meal.
Do you,
I'll look at you and be like, that sounds worse.
Yeah, please get out of my notes,
Nine.
by the way, because it's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. They just get escorted and become part of the next meal. God damn it. You wonder why those taste so good? No.
I am not eating because I am afraid. I am not eating because I am done with this game as a whole. So, when a lot of you are ready, and I'll even look at the newcomers if they can see me or not, or the other 2 randos here, I'm ready to go. No door can stop me. No wall. maybe a table, but that's about it. And I am ready to leave this forsaken place. I'm done playing the game.
Sleep speaks up and he's like, I don't believe you'll be allowed to leave until you at least try the food. Seems
Um,
very adamant about it.
Then I will cut down all who attempt to stop me.
I'll
quick,
look at you. Oh, go ahead. I'll let you go.
I'll just kind of look to them and be like, do you know if you can have somebody else eat the meal for you?
They look at you. I think so.
Hmm.
I'll look at
How
the two
many
of them and ask, how many people were in your last group?
One of them says 7, the other says 4.
meals are uneaten now?
Well, I don't know what Brett's doing with his. If he did feed it to the thing,
I wanted to feed it to his
Abaddon
familiar.
will eat it. Yeah, it's not poison. He's good.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
There's Sleeps, the halflings, Slaw.
So there's 3 left.
Mhm.
There's those 2 guys. They've
Yep.
got they're a little bit of theirs left,
Just their
and
drinks,
then
specifically.
they've also got, or and they said they've been here for a couple days now.
One of them's been here for a week.
Okay.
And she's not dying of thirst?
Oh no, they are. They are in horrible
Oh,
shape.
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
The one that's been here for 3 days doesn't look too bad, but the one that's been here for a week is like literally like can't move. They're like,
All right.
Ah,
For that
perfect.
person,
Wait,
I'm going to draw moisture so
wait.
they have a drink. All right.
I'm going to perfect, and I'm going to kind of take the food, those 3 different plates and fixtures, and I'm just going to kind of slide the 2 in front of the lady that's been here for a week, and the 1 in front of the other guy, and I will be like, this will be simple then. And I'll just kind of look at them and be like, you will eat the rest of this since you already know your fate anyway. Otherwise, I'll give you a death much more terrifying than any death that you think that these people can give you. And go ahead and use my intimidation check. And I have group coercion, so I can do it to both at the same time. God damn, I can't roll for. I'm a hero point. Fuck that.
okay,
Uh,
burn them up, baby.
slightly better.
There's hesitation on the one that's been here only 3 days. The other one says, I'm hardly worth anything now, and just begins to eat. The other one that has it in front of him says, you can sit here and wait with me then. There's a very huge waver in his voice. He summoned up all his courage to say that, but you're fairly certain he doesn't mean it.
I'll just look over at you and be like, it almost takes more of us to be merciful than it does to be horrible here. And I'll just look at Abaddon and just be like, go eat it. I'll bring you back in the morning.
Fine, it was good. And he goes over and he eats the one in front of the dude. And then he looks at the dude just has his cup there. And Abaddon looks at you and looks at the cup.
Yeah, I'll hold the cup so that he can drink the cup.
Okay,
I'll
you
let him sip
you
it.
will save this person if you do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, Abaddon is poisoned, and he falls asleep instantly.
And then I put my hand on him and I absorb my familiar back into my arm.
Okay, you have a poisoned, sleepy familiar in your arm, so
Yep.
however you want to deal with that later, not a big deal. That leaves Sleep and the halfling. None of you have found your poisoned one yet. It's one of them.
Well, so didn't I? Or so I slid two plates over to the woman.
That was dying, yeah.
Yeah, because she'd been there for a week. She could probably eat 2 meals, right? Especially if this is all this fancy hoity-toity high-class crap. So the portion size is like a quarter of a normal portion.
So whose did you try to slide over there? Because I thought one of them was
Uh,
yours. Oh no, you said you ate yours, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he and I ate ours.
We had
Okay,
eaten
so
3,
whose were
so
you
there
trying to
was 3
put over
left.
there?
So I guess it would have been so there is
halfling,
locks,
sleep, and
and the
slow.
yeah. So we'll say that the halflings went to the dude, and sleep and slows goes to the woman.
Which Abaddon just ate.
Yeah.
The
so,
one that was in front of the dude, and then drank the wine.
Yep. So Abaddon would have had the one in front of the halfling and the wine in front of the dude.
So that means slaw, and sleeps are in front of the.
The woman, yes.
Yeah.
As you go to push sleeps, he's like, I don't think I need someone. And he stops and he lets you push it. Yeah. And then she eats, as she gets into sleeps, she falls asleep. I rolled randomly to see who was gonna get poisoned, and I thought it was funny as fuck that sleep got the sleeping poison. I was like, that's funny.
Hilarious.
That's fucking poetic as hell. I like it. But now, what'd you say, Nick? How frail did she look?
Yeah, how frail does she look?
She looked like a person who hadn't eaten for a week and a half.
She was on death's door.
She was almost dead. Yep, and she passes out. After the last plate is consumed, the door is open. And all of you and the one dude you saved are able to leave.
I'm gonna throw a divine lance through her head while she's on the table. Just coup de grace her.
Okay. As you do that, it's startling to everybody because that's a super bright light that you just manifested after being in a super dark room. Not as dark as total fucking, shit, but still like, woof. And as you come to, yeah, her head's fried, and the chefs look at you like, God damn it, you wasted an ingredient. They look at you disgusted, but don't have the balls or the want to make your dining experience any less than it should be. And with that, you have completed everything except for dessert and the cheese course. Which you took such the wind out of his sails. He says, I'm sorry, I can't do the cheese course tonight. It's under revision on the menu. I will make sure you're compensated for it at the end. Sorry for any inconvenience.
I'll look at him and be like, would you like another mozzarella biscuit?
Begrudgingly, he looks at you. I would love one. You can hear his teeth grind.
Could I get a sharp cheddar one?
I'll kind of think about it for a moment and be like, I don't know necessarily sharp, but I can easily do cheddar.
Sweet.
I'll look at him and be like, would you prefer cheddar? Because this is probably going to be one of the last times we interact. Till hopefully I don't reborn and come back here.
He says, Havarti.
See what I can muster.
Ooh, I love a good Havarti.
Honestly, real life, John, fucking loves Havarti cheese. It's so
Same,
fucking baller,
same.
dude.
It's good,
So
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
So fucking good.
Yeah.
Great choice.
As you low key fucking like dunk all over this guy and just kind of you belittle him subtly to a point where he's like, please, you can see he's left out plates, and there was like this whole thing where he's gonna be like, the absence of cheese is the thing, and the memory of cheese is. It's very like thought provoking and all this shit, but you can see he's just kind of pushed it all aside as you've given him a few bits of cheese and things like that. He was gonna get rid of the entire thing of the thing because of the cheese, and that takes you to the dessert.
I do try to make the biscuit taste like Havarti.
He It's good enough for him. He hasn't had it in however long he's been here. Okay. So that is where we're going to end tonight. You have 2 courses left. The last bit, which is dessert, and what fine dining is called the what is it? Mignardises, which is the little treats that you're sent home with. It's the Andes mint or
Nice.
the little cream puff on the way out. That last little savory, nice little treat. Um, you have 2 courses left, and then after that, you would have survived this. Who knows what dessert has yet to bring? But I could see it's time to get some rest. And a dinner in 3 parts is always the best. So you have survived. He explains to you the hero's feast, and now the villain's poisoned goblet. You have gotten past as well. Now there's only one thing to do: is enjoy this for what it is. And he will lead you to the main ballroom, which you saw looking over the balcony, and that's where we'll pick up next time. If that is good with you guys. Any questions? Anything else you want to add before we go?
Do we level?
Um, you know what? I gotta double check, but you're probably close. Um, the Boggards thing, the actual food stuff, the gut bites, the poison, and the fight. So that's 500 experience. That's pretty close, if not. So it's half a level. So I don't know where you guys are at. I think you just leveled though, so you might be shy. So
Actually, because of the previous event, we were at 500 XP.
okay, then cool. Then yeah, you exactly level because you need 1,000. So you dinged up to 4. Everybody, go ahead and make sure that's set for next week, and we will have you guys do that. And yeah, you're actually pretty close to on par for loot, especially after you get out of here. So there's a few little treats that I have in store for y'all. Okay, but yeah, for those of you watching here, awesome. There's a couple of you guys I saw hanging around. Appreciate the shit out of y'all. If you're watching it later on YouTube or whatnot, we appreciate that as well. If you have questions, click shit down below. Come talk with us. It's great. I shall talk to you guys later. Have a good time. Ending the stream. Ending the stream. That's stupid.